use your pen.
All right, we are live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to UU Stadium in Urbana, Ohio. We are here tonight as West Liberty is hosted by the Blue Knights of Urbana. This is CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports, as well as WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Tonight we've got the Razor, Bill the Razor Raybeck, sweating profusely as he always does, and always cool, always collected Chuck Hale. We have
the hammer.
We've got our camera crew set up. We are ready in the booth, so I'm going to turn it over to our broadcast crew. Guys, take it away.
Well, welcome to Campus Nation's Game of the Week broadcast. This is year 2 for us, guys, and it brings us to Urbana UU Stadium, where we're going to see the Blue Knights take on the Hilltoppers from West Liberty University. West Liberty was 3-7 last year in the Mountain East Conference and 3-8 overall. Last year, Urbana was 5-6 overall and 4-6 in the MEC. Last year they lost, Urbana, the Knights lost a close game, Chuck, 24-21 to this Hilltopper squad. So going forward, we expect a close game.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. You know, Urbana was in that game till the very end, like you said, and the Hilltoppers able to take advantage of some turnovers late in the game and put that one away. You know, West Liberty does lead the series 7-1, so Urbana, I'm sure, is looking for a little revenge tonight.
And the only win in the series came in 2013 when Urbana, I believe, beat them 32-13. So Urbana, of course, would like to get another one in this series, and it's a conference game starting off, you know, and that always makes it bigger because you don't want to get one game down right off the first week.
No, that's exactly right. You know, no safe week one game for either team here. You've got, like you said, a conference opponent in the first week, and so you've got to be ready to go right from the start.
Yeah. When we look at Urbana, they will return 10 starters, which is not a lot. But as we commented in the pregame, they have a lot of experience. So that's kind of misleading because just because a guy's a starter doesn't mean they didn't get a lot of time on the field.
That's right. I think we said they were returning 50 lettermen. So,
right.
You know, a lot of guys on this squad may not have been starters, but they definitely got enough playing time to earn a letter last year. So, you know, a lot of experience coming back from a very junior-laden Urbana Blue Knights football team.
Right. And the defense, as we talked about, which we'll talk about in a little bit, seems to be very junior heavy, and so that bodes well for the future of the Blue Knight football program. The Toppers bring back 15 starters with 40 lettermen, and you know, they're known as a passing team, and so we're going to see, because this is going to be the collision of a great front seven against a team that likes to throw the ball, and we're going to see if Urbana can get after the quarterback, who we expect to see Zach Phillips, the junior transfer from Gannon, as the starter.
Yeah, that's right, but he's going to be running from big Michael Tolliver, who again was third in the MEC last year and finished in the top 10 in the nation in sacks. So I believe he had 10.5 quarterback sacks at the end of the season. So, you know, West Liberty's definitely got their hands full. You know, they're starting a freshman at left tackle, and that could be a big matchup on the outside tonight.
Yeah, Tyler Ely is the freshman we're talking about. And the problem for Tyler is if you move Tolliver to the other side, which we may see Urbana do, then you're going to probably have DeRay Hall, the all-conference player, the weak outside linebacker, who can bring pressure. So this tackle is going to get tested by fire right off the bat tonight.
That's exactly right. It's going to be hot out there on the edge tonight, Bill.
Yes, it is. And it's hot on the field.
Yes, it is.
And so we're going to be getting ready for some football here in Urbana. You know, we talked a little bit, the composition of this Urbana team with 117 squad members, 92 come from the state of Ohio, which is not a surprise, Chuck.
No, it's really not. And that shows you these coaches have made a great commitment to recruiting the state that they're in. And, you know, more power to them and kudos to them for that.
And over half of that 92 come from the general area where Urbana is located. Now, if you're not familiar with Urbana, if you're listening in California or listening some part of Ohio, Urbana is located just north of Dayton and Springfield.
Yeah, about 15 miles north of Springfield, and located in beautiful Champaign County, kind of a rural area. But again, Urbana itself is a nice little American small town, and a nice little campus here.
But there's a number of players that come from Huber Heights, Wayne,
Sure.
Trotwood, Madison, who are some great high school football programs in the area.
That's right.
And so when those players are coming to Urbana, you're getting some quality kids.
That's exactly right. Those kids, they've been coached up by some of the best high school coaches in Ohio, and definitely some of the best players out of Southwest Ohio.
Exactly. When we look at the Hilltoppers, they made a comeback last year, and it was led by the quarterback that won't be playing today is Brenton Colabella, who threw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in the comeback against Urbana. And he'll be the backup today, but he led a thunderous comeback for them where Urbana really had a chance to win in the fourth quarter. If not for an interception return, the Blue Knights would have got a victory in that game.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bill. And, actually, that was kind of the story of West Liberty's season in reverse. West Liberty, won that close game, but they had a lot of other close games that, they ended up on the wrong side of. So I think they had 4 or 5 losses by a touchdown or less.
Last year, the Hilltoppers had a hard time running the football, and I would say that they're going to have another hard time running the football tonight.
Well, that's exactly right, Bill. Again, they don't have they've got a new running back coming in, I believe, and not a lot of experience back there. And, again, like we talked about, they're going to come in tonight and probably look to be pretty pass heavy. So, they probably won't rely a lot on the run. But, again, if they don't do some of it, they're going to, like we talked about, going to face a lot of pressure if Urbana knows that the Hilltoppers are not going to run the football.
Yeah, number 7, Charles Westbrook, had 73 yards last year, but 52 of those yards came against the Blue Knights, so he'll have a little confidence. He didn't have a lot of playing time, but he did get some carries against Urbana and made the most of them. So that would have to lend to his confidence coming into this game.
Yeah, I would think you're exactly right. And, again, there's nothing like facing an opponent that you've got a good history against, and Westbrook certainly does that.
We talked a little bit there about the composition of the Urbana football team. Looking at West Liberty's, they have 27 players from the state of Ohio, which leads the way for them.
Yeah, they sure do. And they also have 22 players from their home state of West Virginia and 11 from just north of them in Pennsylvania. So, again, West Liberty looks like they're also making a good, solid commitment to recruiting their own
the Midwest
backyard, so to speak. But, again, they've also got players from all over the place. They've got players from Tennessee, North Carolina. They've actually got 6 guys on the squad from California.
And 7 from Florida, which is always a gold mine for talent there.
That's exactly right.
Why don't you go ahead and take let's talk about the head coach here for the Hilltoppers before we get to Tyler Haynes, the Urbana head coach.
Sure. The head coach from West Liberty is Roger Wiley, and again, Wiley is a native of Hawaii, and again, one of only 3 Pacific Islanders who's working in the NCAA as a head football coach. He played his football at Dubuque in Iowa, was a quarterback there, and is in the Hall of Fame there. And he's actually the longest tenured coach in the Mountain East Conference now. He's got a 74-70 overall record, his 14th season here at West Liberty, and again, that puts him second on the all-time list there. And again, like we talked about, they had a little bit of a down year last year, but they were finished 3-8 last year.
Well, we know one thing about Wiley is that he likes to throw the ball from what we've seen.
Well, that's exactly right. Like we talked about, he was a quarterback, and so I'm sure he has an affinity for that position and those players.
And, looking at the wide receiver crew for them, they've got a nice, tall receiving crew, which we feel could present a problem for Urbana's defensive backs, which are not as big, and they are very young.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We mentioned, I think we looked at the fact that all 3 of the starting receivers for the Hilltoppers are over 6'3", and I believe the tallest defender that we saw in the Urbana secondary was just over 6 foot. So, that could create some serious matchup problems out there.
So let's take a look at the starting offense for West Liberty. And number 6, Zach Phillips, Jr., will be starting at quarterback. Number 7, Charles Westbrook, a senior, will be starting at the tailback position. Their halfback or their H-back position will be number 16, Ridge Durbin, a sophomore. The wide receivers we were talking about is 6'4", number 19, Mike McLean, a senior. 6'3", number 84, Isaiah Robertson, who's a sophomore. And 6'5", number 1, Shane Phillips, a senior. So a lot of height, a lot of length there on the edges. And Urbana's DBs will have to be ready for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bill. And just to go through Urbana's starting defense here, we've got up front at the D-line, of course, we talked about Michael Tolliver a little bit already in the pregame. Again, Michael, one of the leading sack artists in the country last year. He's going to be joined on the D-line by 48, Jamari Collins, a 6'4 junior. Also by 93, Seth Douglas at the other tackle. Again, he's a 6'2", 291 redshirt freshman. So, again, Seth looking to get his first action. Then we've got an Ajay Davenport, and again, he's at the other end, and he's 6'2", 240, so some size up front. In the linebacking core, you've got, in the middle, you've got L.A. Kelly at 6'2", 210. He's a sophomore. The Sam or strong linebacker, Calvin Bransford, 6'2", 205. At the weak side, you've got DeRay Hall, and like we talked about, he's also a returning all-conference player from last year, 6'1", 220. Then the secondary, like we talked about, the starting cornerbacks, first one, 23, Sherman Watson, he's only 5'11", 170. And then you've got number 3, Devontae McKee at 5'10", 165. And again, Devontae is a freshman, so getting some trial by fire here tonight.
For sure.
And then the safeties, at strong safety, you've got Chris Richardson. He's a 2-year letterman at 6'1", 190, a junior. And then the free safety, another redshirt freshman starter, Tobias Haley, the junior. And he goes 6'1", 170. So, like we talked about, not a lot of height in the secondary there for the Blue Knights. So, the Hilltoppers are going to look to exploit that tonight.
Yeah, and looking at the Hilltopper offensive line, we had talked about this earlier. Number 71, Tyler Eli, is a freshman starting at left tackle, which is your key offensive line position. So we question how he's going to handle the pressure he's going to see from the Blue Knights. At left guard is number 63, Zeke May. We've got at center, number 70, Austin Yackey. At right guard, number 68, Austin Whipkey. And at right tackle, number 61, Chance Rucker. Looking at the offense for the Knights, we've got Tyler Haynes in his 4th year. He is building a program here, and he is assisted on the offense by a familiar name to Buckeyes, Jim Cordell.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he has an Ohio State flavor there. And, of course, Cordell, if we know one thing about Ohio State linemen, they know how to run block. So I'm sure Coach Cordell has got these Blue Knights understanding what it takes to run the football.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the Blue Knights have quite a bit of size up front on their O-line. Let's go through their starters quickly. The quarterback is going to be number 5, Eddie Stockert. He's a 6'5", 225 junior. He's going to be joined in the backfield by Isaiah Young, number 28, a 5'10", 210 junior.
And he is a transfer from Gannon, very much like the transfer. Actually, they were teammates, Zach Phillips and Isaiah Young were Gannon teammates. Now they're playing on different teams tonight against each other.
Opposite sidelines tonight. Right. Other starters, the receivers, you've got 14, JT Dozier, 6'2", 186, 83, Philip Dozier at 6', 185, and number 12, Shamar Hooks at 5'11", 185. But again, that O-line you mentioned, Coach, some big boys up front.
Yes, they do.
Starting at left tackle, you've got Chris Hawkins. He's a 6'4", 300-pound junior. He's lined up next to on the left side by number 74, Russ Potikoff. He's 6'4", 334, and he's a senior. The center kind of anchors that line. He's a 3-year returning letterman. 6'5", 315-pound senior Doug Harden. And then on the right side, you've got Mike Mollahan, again, a 2-year returning letterman at 6'4", 290. And then the right tackle is another returning letterman, number 62, Dylan Swanson, at 6'5", 310. So, and he's only a sophomore. So, again, the Blue Knights certainly not hurting in the size department up front.
Yep, and they will be going up against a defense that is led by defensive coordinator Jeff Monterosa. or Monte Rosso, and Jeff puts together a defense which is led by number 45, the All-American middle linebacker Cliff Clark, who had 85 tackles last year, or 86 tackles and 5.5 TFLs. He's joined in the middle by number 4, Zahir Hicks, a junior. They run a 4-2-5 on the front. They have number 91, Cody Enridi, the sophomore, and number 16 at the other end, Trevor Hooser, the redshirt freshman.
In the singing of our national anthem.
And we have the national anthem, and we will return to live commentary in a second.
Let's hear it for Audrey Jacomet, junior from Piqua High School.
And a nice rendition of the national anthem.
Certainly was.
We were going through the lineup here, Chuck, for the Hilltopper defense, and we had got to the defensive line, and number 16, Trevor Hoosier, redshirt freshman. Number 95, Brendan Nichols, a sophomore defensive tackle. And at nose guard, number 57, Cody Ryan, a junior. In the secondary, we have number 2, Brandon Morrison, a junior nickelback. At the wide safety, we have two-time All-MEAC safety, Logan Deary, who had 4 interceptions and 68 tackles last year. At free safety, we have number 8, Brandon Gaither, a senior. And then at cornerbacks, we have number 18, Josh Ojo, the junior, and number 10, Jaquan McCullough. And they are running a 4-2-5 defense. Their special teams is led by Coach Angel Estrada. So Chuck, you know, looking at this, expect a close game tonight. I think it could be a wild one.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Bill. But I think we're in store for a competitive game that, again, probably just like last year, is going to come down to the wire, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's decided on the last possession of the game.
Yes, indeed. Chuck, do you want to talk about the Mountain East Conference schedule for tonight?
Sure, the Mountain East Conference. Now, this is not the only game in the Mountain East tonight. You've also got Glenville State is at UVA-wise, Virginia-wise. Then you've got West Virginia State is at Charleston. Then tomorrow, Fairmont State will travel to Stonehill, which is in Massachusetts, so a big road game for them.
Yes, indeed.
And then Saturday, you've got last year's champion Concord travels to West Virginia Wesleyan for a noon kick, again on Saturday. And then, Shepherd was last year's champion, and Shepherd is at Notre Dame in Cleveland tomorrow at noon. So, again, that is this week's look at the MEC.
And other games that are going on tonight, Chuck, are in the OAC. We've got Alma visiting Baldwin Wallace. That's a 6 o'clock start. In the Heartland Conference, we have Manchester traveling to Trine. That's a 7:30 start. In the GMAC, California, PA, nationally ranked, takes on Ohio Dominican at 7. In the GLIAC, we have nationally ranked Indiana, PA, taking on nationally ranked Ashland University. Good battle there. And the Big Ten chips in tonight with Northwestern at Purdue and New Mexico State at Minnesota. Tomorrow night, the Big Ten will have Utah State traveling to Michigan State, and then Western Kentucky is at Wisconsin. On Saturday, of course, we will be doing the game of the week there, which will be Capital at Mount St. Joseph. That's a 6 o'clock kick. Other games in the Heartland is Worcester at Bluffton, Albion at Defiance, Benedictine at Franklin, Hanover at Center, and Anderson at North Park. Other Big Ten games on Saturday, we have Texas at Maryland. Of course, last year Maryland
Yeah, maybe a little revenge factor going on in that one.
surprised the Longhorns there. We also have Texas State at Rutgers. Of course, in Columbus, we have Oregon State traveling there to take on the Buckeyes. I think the Buckeyes might be a little angry after what's been going on this summer. So,
Yeah, OSU might take it out on OSU. Is that what you're saying?
we're hoping that the Beavers are ready for an onslaught there. And then, of course, we've got Appalachian State, who's most famous for beating Michigan several years ago,
That's right.
at Penn State. And then at 7:30 Saturday night, Michigan takes on Notre Dame. In the OAC on Saturday, we've got Rose Holman traveling to Alliance to take on Mount Union. Of course, as we know, Chuck, that is not an easy assignment for anybody in the last 25 years to go to
No, it's
Alliance.
certainly not. The Purple Raiders are not very welcoming hosts.
They are not hospitable. We've got Wilmington at Earlham in the Quaker Bowl. Of course, Wilmington broke their long losing streak last year with a victory over Earlham, so we'll see if they can make it 2 in a row. Muskingum at Waynesburg. Ohio Wesleyan at Otterbein. John Carroll travels to Wisconsin to take on Wisconsin Stevens Point. A good competition for
Yes, it
John
is.
Carroll there.
Tough opener for John Carroll.
Geneva at Marietta. Olivet is at Heidelberg. Adrian travels to Ada to take on Ohio Northern. And in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, Central State travels to North Carolina to take on Elizabeth City State. Lincoln University out of Missouri takes on Lane. And in the GMAC, Concordia is traveling to Canton to take on Malone. Edinburgh is traveling to Painesville to take on Lake Erie College. And in the junior college circuit, Erie Community College is at Hocking. So that is a rundown of the Ohio small schools. And Chuck, it's going to start off with a bang here. Of course, right here tonight, we're going to get the best of it with Urbana and West Liberty. And, we expect a good game.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. And boy, I'll tell you, exciting to get another season of college football started. And again, you're right, boy. Couldn't have more beautiful weather and a beautiful setting to get to start the season and our first game of the week. So, very excited to be here.
And for those people out there listening and are not familiar with our Game of the Week program, this will be the first of many Game of the Week games that we have here, Chuck. As we travel, as I said, Saturday we'll go down to Cincinnati to broadcast Capital at Mount St. Joseph.
So really, games of the week this week, Bill.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, games of the week.
Games of the week. And then next Saturday we travel to Canton, where the Lake Erie Storm will be taking on the Malone Pioneers at the beautiful Tom Benson Stadium.
That's right.
Chuck will be down at Western Hills High School in Cincinnati, and he will be doing our professional component to the broadcast. He will be doing the championship game between the Cincinnati Chiefs and Saban,
Straben, right.
who's from near Pittsburgh.
And Bill, I think people think I always do the professional portion of this broadcast. But,
All right.
I've heard that.
but yeah, that's right. And again, that's again the PAFL, the Premier Amateur Football League Championship. Their Super Bowl for Tier 2. And again, people that follow us on Campus Nation know that we've covered a lot of the PFL this year, primarily the Chiefs. And again, we will see them hosting Straben for the Super Bowl.
And of course, We will be seeing Lake Erie, the Storm, taking on the Malone Pioneers next week. A week after that, another Thursday night broadcast. Lake Erie will come up here to take on these Urbana Blue Knights.
That's right. We'll be back here at UU Stadium. Looking
So
forward to it.
we'll get to see the Lake Erie Storm back to back and get a picture of what they're all about. On September 15th, Rose Holman is at Mount St. Joseph, and that's a big rivalry game for Mount St. Joseph, Chuck.
Yes, it is.
On Thursday, September 20th, another Thursday night game. We're right back here to Urbana. West Virginia Wesleyan is here to take on the Blue Knights. On Saturday, September 22nd, the Muskingum Muskies travel to Wilmington to take on the Wilmington Quakers in their homecoming game.
And that is always a competitive contest, Bill.
Yes, it is. No. and then Rick just distracted me for a minute. And in our first SIAC game, Campus Nation has entered a 5-game agreement with the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which has 14 schools in it. And that will be our first broadcast in the conference. We will have Central State at Kentucky State.
That's right.
On Saturday, October 6th, University of Virginia Wise is here taking on the Urbana Knights. On Saturday, September 29th, Hillsdale is at Malone, and we'll be there for the homecoming game for Malone. On Saturday, October 13th, North Carolina Pembroke takes on Central State in their homecoming game, which we did last year. And that will be a doubleheader as we have an SIAC game with Miles at Kentucky State.
And we saw Miles last year, Bill, against Central State, and that's a tough program.
Quite a rushing display there
Yes,
with that game.
Yes, it was.
On Saturday, October 20th, Baldwin Wallace travels to Wilmington to take on the Quakers. And another SIAC game on that day, we have Miles at Lane. On Sunday, October 21st, Lackawanna Community College takes on Hocking College. On Saturday, October 27th, John Carroll will travel to Wilmington to take on the Quakers. In our SIAC broadcast, we'll have Tuskegee at Central State, which at this point is tentatively going to be played at Comerica Park. And then we have on Saturday, November 3rd, West Virginia State is at Urbana. Our SIAC game is Lane at Central State. And we finish up the season in Bluffton as Defiance takes on Bluffton on November 10th. So
Bill, I think only you could have made a schedule where we go our furthest north the last week of the season. It'll be a cold one up in Bluffton.
It will be
It
cold.
will be cold in Bluffton. Yeah.
But Beavers like it cold up there. So.
Yeah, but Defiance is who we're really actually up there for, right?
Well, we don't know that yet. we don't know
Oh,
that
we're going
yet.
to pick sides here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean,
I think Rick said that with a little defiance.
Actually, our first contact was with Bluffton, but we do have some associates at Defiance, so I guess it's a little bit of both on that one.
Just as a side note, and this has nothing to do with college football, Campus Nation and WZAA will be broadcasting the Miami Trace Panthers at Wilmington Hurricane High School game tomorrow night, and we'll be on the air once again at 6:30. So, side note there.
Okay. And Rick throws his side note in, and we're getting ready for the kickoff here. And a lot of excitement down on the Urbana sideline. Is there?
I'll tell you, the Hilltoppers are pretty jacked up over there,
They
too.
are
Bill.
jacked up, aren't they?
Well, you know, it's football season.
That's
and
right. Everyone's ready to go.
Everybody's ready to get
They
it
just
rolling
want to get
here.
out and hit someone,
They
right?
do. You know,
Yeah.
you go through 3 weeks of camp, and you get tired of hitting the same people all the time.
That's
Tonight,
exactly right.
back deep for the Hilltoppers is number 83, and that is
It's Quimasius Mosby. He's a 5'10 redshirt freshman.
and we'll get the number on the other one. Kicking off for Urbana is Christian. I'm sorry, I had it here. Eric Ware.
Eric Ware,
Jr.
yep.
Number 39 will be kicking off, and the other man deep down there looks like number 8.
Yeah, I believe that is number 8, and that is Osman Cargbo.
So those are the two deep men, and judging by where they're standing, they feel that Ware can get it down into the end zone.
That's
And
right.
sure
and
enough, he does. Is
And we
backs
fielded
him up
just in
right-
the first end zone.
out to the 10, out to the 15, cuts back to the sideline, squirts up to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Cardbo showed some shiftiness there, Bill.
Yeah, he did. And Carbo got up there and thought he was going to break through that first wave, Chuck, and make it a bigger gain, but no such luck. And now we have the Knights of Urbana coming onto the field.
Remember good sportsmanship by student
And
athletes,
Chuck
coaches, and fans.
Hale, I'm going to defer to Chuck on the play-by-play for the West Liberty.
All right, so
Hilltoppers.
West Liberty comes out in a 1-by-2 look. Single receiver to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Running back is offset to Phillips' left. Again, the running back is Westbrook. Phillips gets the snap, fakes to Westbrook, throws out to the side. Oh, and dropped by number 84, Isaiah Robinson. And
It was a little flanker screen. And
yeah, it was.
And the
Tried
block
to get
was
it going
there.
quick, and it was. But again, I think Robinson was looking to make his move before he secured the football.
So 2nd and 10.
Okay, so this time a 1-by-3 look. Again, Robinson to the left of Phillips. Phillips calls for the snap. There it is.
And again,
Throw
they
out to
try-
the flat. And this time complete to number 15.
a little bubble screen for about a 3-yard gain, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. Complete to 15. That's Ridge Durbin, the halfback.
And the big wide receivers for West Liberty have done a nice job on the stock block, but Urbana's defense has been up to the task to stop it.
Yeah, they have. They're doing a good job getting off those blocks. So a little bit of a different look here. Now 2 receivers to the top. Back offset now to Phillips' right.
Oh,
There's
and
the snap. Phillips
Phillips
feels the
is
pressure,
running.
rolls out.
And there's Tolliver, and Tolliver comes up, and that's number 1.
Yeah, there's big number 1, Shane Phillips, working back to the ball. And nice job to notice that Phillips was in trouble. And so there you go, Phillips to Phillips.
And we talked about Phillips in the beginning of the game as with his length, he could present problems for the small DBs.
Yeah, that's right. And that big body is easy to find down there. So 3-by-1 look now. 3 receivers to the top, back offset to the right. Phillips gets the snap.
Tolliver on a pro blitz. Phillips gets it out quickly, and they're up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, pass complete over the middle, and it looks like that's number 15. And that is Ridge Durbin again, the H-back on the reception. So
A little no-huddle action by the Hilltoppers.
yep, quickly to the line.
And
now
they give
we
it to
hand
Westbrook,
off.
and he's up to the 50, over to the 40.
Well, I'll tell you, Westbrook very close to breaking that, Bill.
Yep, he was.
Hadn't it been for number 11, Tobias Haley Jr. on the tackle, that would have been a score. So Hilltoppers back to line quickly again. 2-by-1 look here. H-back to the right. Phillips running back offset to the right, too. That's Westbrook again after the big carry.
And they run right at Tolliver, and again,
Boy,
Westbrook.
they do. And I'll tell you, Bill, 2 plays
slash-
in a row, Westbrook is getting downhill in a hurry.
And that's about a 7-yard gain, Chuck.
Yes, it is.
And we were worried about the young offensive tackle
Yeah.
there, Tyler Eli, but he is doing fine right now.
Well, and I'll tell you, I think one thing that West Liberty's done is they've gone quick, and that's helped him out.
Yep.
So here we've got a 2-by-1 look, H-back to the left. And this time he fakes, and Phillips keeps.
Phillips keeps it. He's down to the 10-5, touchdown.
Touchdown, Zach Phillips.
West Liberty. And that was a nice zone read there, Chuck.
Well, it really was. You know, Bill, again,
The
that's
Blue Knights got sucked in on that fake.
exactly. Classic example there. You got Westbrook with 2 nice gains up the middle. Phillips fakes it to him up the middle. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is coming back, Bill. We've got an illegal formation on the Hilltoppers, so Urbana catches a break there.
It's too bad for the Hilltoppers, but a great break for Urbana. And, you know, Michael Tolliver had come in there, and he was coming right towards Westbrook and got sucked in on that fake. And as you know, Chuck, you got to be a little more disciplined on playing that read option.
That's exactly right. So 2-by-1 look here again. H-back offset to the left, running back to the quarterback's right. Phillips fake again. Phillips pressured up the middle, takes off up the middle.
Over the 30-yard line, down to about the 27.
Yeah, nice gain of about 8 by Phillips there. Almost a first down, Bill.
Nice nimble feet by Phillips. He showed a good presence in the pocket and got out of trouble.
Yeah, he's shown some elusiveness for sure. So, again, similar formation, another 2-by-1 look here for the Hilltoppers. And as they're
Westbrook
quick to the line.
off to his right.
There's the snap. Phillips drops back, throws over the
Oh,
middle,
and
and picked
it's
off.
picked off by the Blue Knights. And we'll get a number here in a second on that. He's up to the 40, over to 50, 45, down at about the 37-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, really big play by the Hilltoppers. I believe that might have been Chris Richardson, the strong safety.
And I believe it is Chris Richardson, number 18.
Yeah, with a nice return, but we've got another flag on the play.
And Richardson jumped that ball, and before you knew it, he was 30 yards upfield.
Well, he sure did. You know, Phillips hung that one over the middle, intended for Big Phillips, the wide receiver. And,
right.
You know, again, looked like Richardson just read it all the way.
Right.
Let's see what the flag is.
Well, the Blue Knights will take that, a penalty on them.
Yeah, that's right. That'll wipe out some of that return.
But we've got the ball back now, and with
Exactly.
11:55 to go in the first quarter. Okay, so this is going back even a little farther. It's kind of like a kickoff that goes in the end zone, Chuck.
Still going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Knights, though.
Okay.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Knights.
So we've got Urbana coming out, and Urbana is out in a 2-by-2 formation. Stockett is at quarterback, and he is in a pistol where Isaiah Young moves up, and they're in a power formation and a little play fake to Young. Stockett looks, a big quarterback. He's got a live arm. He gets the ball downfield. Had plenty of time, Chuck, plenty of time to throw that ball.
Yeah, he really did. I think maybe he could have held it another second there. Number 6, that's LaHarrison Fantasy on their coverage, for the Hilltoppers.
And they were looking for J.T. Dozier, the sophomore wide receiver. So Eddie Stockett looks to the sideline to get the call. And the Blue Knights are right up on the line. They're at the 20-yard line. And again, pistol formation with Isaiah Young moving to the left to Stockett. A little motion there as they tighten it up. Fake the jet sweep, and they give it to Young, and Young cracks over the 20, to about the 22, 23-yard line.
Yeah, not a lot there. The Hilltopper defense kind of collapsed on that.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 yards.
Hilltoppers again to the line.
And number
on the offense, 2 players moving at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
Okay,
Yeah, they're going to get backed up here. Another penalty on
and that hurts
Urbana.
because 3rd and 7 was, a situation that was a makeable situation there, Chuck. But now you're back at 2nd and 15, and it's going to, be a hold that you don't want your offense in all night.
Well, that's exactly right. But again, at least it's 2nd down. They've got a chance here to make something up on 2nd down.
We've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stockett in the backfield by himself, gets ready, calls for the ball. There's the snap, takes his drop. He looks, he rolls to his left, he rolls. He's got a wide, he's got a man, number 12. And he caught it going out at the 36-yard line, and that is Shamar Hooks, the senior wide receiver. And Hooks makes an acrobatic grab of a tip ball.
Yeah, he sure does. Again, it looked like that was, might have been Khalil Trotman there with the tip. I'm not sure.
And that's a 1st down for the Blue Knights. So we've got Urbana out in a 2-by-2, going quick again. Stockett in the pistol. He moves Young to his right. Tells the line to look for the blitz. Stockett on a little option play to Young. Young cuts it inside, up over to 35, out to about the 38-yard line. Couple yard gain, and that's going to make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, really nice job covering the option there by the Hilltoppers. Is that our friend down there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Antonio Davis?
It looks like Antonio Davis.
Antonio might be out for a visit here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a 3-by-1 set, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Young moves off to the left to Stockett. Stockett gets ready for the snap. He takes it, gives it off to Young. Play action fake. And it's number 81, Dylan Snyder, the tight end. And Snyder gets the ball up over the 50 into Hilltoppers territory.
Yeah, again, finally forced out of bounds by Trotman, but again, not until after he picks up a first down.
15-yard gain. It's at the 48-yard line of the Hilltoppers, and Urbana's got a little something going here.
Yeah, putting together a drive here.
Okay, so Stockett again with 2 receivers to each side. His back off to his right. He gets ready, and he gives it off to number 21 for the Blue Knights, and he slashes forward for 8 yards down to the 40-yard line of the Hilltoppers. And that is number 8, and we will have that young man's name.
Yeah, David Hickey on the carry, but Trotman with another tackle.
And yes, David Hickey, the 190-pound sophomore from Stebbins High School in
Yeah,
Dayton.
you know what? And I apologize. We've been calling Osmond Cargabo for the wrong team.
Number 12, a little rocket screen again to Shamir Hooks, and Hooks gets knocked off his feet and he loses 1. So 3rd and 3 at the 41-yard line, Chuck, and still a nice situation for the Knights.
Yeah, it really is. They've had some pressure going here.
David Hickey remains in at running back, giving Isaiah Young a little bit of a break. 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Hickey gets a little play action with a little dump pass over to number 81, Dylan Snyder, who had the big catch. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, number 2, Wisdom Jenkins on the coverage there.
And we may be seeing David Perk come out to kick here, but we'll see.
I think they're going to go for it.
They're going for it.
Well,
inside the 50.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
It's
and they
early.
could try to draw them off sides too. We'll see what they do here. But Stockett in the gun, 3 receivers to the left. He takes his drop. He looks. He gets out of the pocket. He can easily pick up this first down. But we've got a penalty there. Stockett hurdles the defender down to the 33-yard line, which appears to be enough for a first down. But let's see what the flag is. Nice athletic play there by Stockett. I was impressed.
Yeah, it really was. He jumped right over Larison Fonelise.
So did we ever figure out whether that's AD down there?
I can't tell. He's got all the dimensions of AD, but if he is, we're going to pull him up here.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring him up at halftime.
All right, so against the Hilltoppers, so Urbana finally gets a call their way.
Right, so defensive holding on West Liberty.
Should we tell him who AD is?
And, Antonio Davis, AD, is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Chiefs in the Premier Amateur Football League, and he will be playing in their Super Bowl this week.
That's right.
Which we will be bringing.
We will
Campus Nation next week.
Next week on the 8th down at Western Hills High School in Cincinnati. So, Eddie Stockett in the pistol. Isaiah Young returns to the game. Got 2 receivers to each side. Young moves to the right. Stockett brings Snyder in motion.
West Liberty looks like they're coming.
And a little play action to Young, and Stockett looks. He looks. He's got a man open in the end zone, but no.
Flag.
They may call face guarding on that one, Chuck.
Yeah, they may. Cargbo, though, with a nice play there to knock the ball away at the
And
end.
they are going to call pass interference on that. And Carpo's got his hands up like, hey.
Yeah, Osmond doesn't like that call.
No, not at all. But that was a good throw by Stockett, and if they hadn't got their hands up in front of his face, I think that would have been a touchdown for the Blue Knights.
Yeah, it was double coverage, but...
yeah, it was.
It
was.
Good time to have a penalty then, right?
It
yeah,
was.
That's right.
So that's a
Prevent that
15-yarder that moves the ball from the 30 down to about the 16-yard line.
16-yard line, where the Blue Knights will have a first down.
And a first down for the Blue Knights. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We've got Isaiah Young in the pistol. Stockett moves Young to his left. He looks it over. He's got a nice ISO situation to his left, and let's see if he goes there. And no, he comes to, a little pressure, and the ball
intercepted.
Picked off by number 2.
Yeah, number 2, that's Wisdom Jenkins. And with the pick, that's Brandon Morrison on the pick. So, again, Morrison on the interception for the Hilltoppers.
So after 2 drives, Chuck, that both get into the red zone for each team, interceptions stop the drives.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we've seen both teams definitely be able to move the football. So, like we talked about, this is going to be an exciting game if this keeps up.
It promised to be a good game when we saw it on paper, and it's living up to it right now. So
Exactly
with
right. So
8:01 to go in the first period, 0-0, and Chuck Hale.
Hilltoppers come out in a 1-by-1 set here. Looks like we got the H-back to the, well, now we're going to get a shift. The tight end and the H-back come over to the left side. So under center, Phillips. Now we've got motion to the top of the field. Now he's going to come back. There's the snap, quick handoff.
And a little jet
action
sweep action
to number 8.
And
Number 8, that's Brandon Gaither.
Driven
I'm
out
sorry,
by
that is Osmond Cargbo. I believe I've been calling Gaither Cargbo all game, so I apologize to the West Liberty players for that. But
and driven out by the All-American hopeful DeRay Hall.
that's right. So 2-by-1 look, H-back to the right side.
They give
Handoff
ball
up the
to
middle this time.
Westbrook.
Westbrook's going to get back, maybe
Wrestled,
lose a yard there.
wrestled down by number 11 for Urbana, and that's Tobias Haley. Haley is the free safety, stepped up
So
into
that's
the
going to
box.
make it 3rd and about 4. There's the
Oh,
snap.
they're going fast. There's Westbrook
Give to
again.
Westbrook up the middle, kind of a quick hitter, and that's going to be a first down. Gain of about 4.5 or 5. So
Yeah, Westbrook squirts out to the 24-yard line. It'll be a new set downs for the Hilltoppers.
that's right, 1st and 10 now for the Hilltoppers. You got a 1-by-2 look. Again, the H-back offset to the right side. Westbrook to Phillips' right. There's the snap. Phillips throws downfield.
Oh, Phillips goes deep.
Oh, what a great catch. Number 84, Isaiah Robinson, goes up and gets it. What a great catch. So big play, Phillips to Robinson
And
for a big Hilltoppers first down.
And Tobias Haley was there. He just got out jumped on that, Chuck.
Oh, that's right. I think that's one of those physical matchups we talked about. So, again, 2-by-1 look here. 2 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top. There's the snap.
Give to Westbrook.
Westbrook up the middle, and just tripped up there by number 1 for the Blue Knights.
And
You're out DeRay Hall. But, again, right back to the line of scrimmage. Same formation.
They're not wasting any
And
time.
No, they're not
Oh,
at
and
all.
it's-
Little zone read, and again, kind of a zone follow play.
Yes, it was.
And Phillips up the middle gains about 3 yards. That's going to make it 2nd and 3 here. Or 3rd and 3, excuse me.
It's brought down by number 18, which is Chris Richardson, who had the interception earlier.
So same formation again for the Hilltoppers. Phillips eyes the defense. Gets the snap. Hands off to Westbrook up the middle.
Nice.
That's going to be a first down for the Hilltoppers.
Nice hit by Hall and Richardson. Converge on Westbrook and really sent him back pretty hard there, Chuck.
Yeah, they did, but I'll tell you, the Hilltoppers are just chewing up yards on the ground.
Yeah. Well, they are big kids up front for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so a little bit of a formation change here. Now we're going to get a 2-by-1 look with 2 receivers to the top of the field, H-back to the bottom, running back offset to the right. There's the snap, give to Westbrook over the left side.
Ooh, nice cleanup.
Yeah, it really was. Westbrook
Number
picks
46, L.A. Kelly, takes him down.
up. Yeah, Westbrook picks up maybe 2.5.
And this is where the Hilltoppers struggled last time, where they threw the interception.
Yeah, they did. So another 2-by-1 look here.
Might look for a zone read, but no.
There's the snap. Phillips over the middle.
Oh!
And did he catch it?
Yes.
He did.
I believe it's a catch. And that's number 23, Sherman Watson. And Watson makes an acrobatic interception. And just as we said, Chuck, they get down into that red zone and we get another turnover.
Yeah, I think you jinxed them, Bill.
I must have jinxed them. So 4:42 to go in the first period, and the Blue Knights take over the ball. A lot of offense between the 20s, but a lot of stalling when they get down into the red
Yeah, that's
zone.
right. A lot of excitement, but not a lot of points.
No.
The 4:42 to go here. The Blue Knights take over inside their own, right inside their own 10-yard
About
line.
9, I believe,
Yep.
and it's 2-by-2 set. We've got pistol formation. Young moves over to the left, and then Snyder comes in a H-back position and is given to Young, and Young's able to squirt up over about looks like he's out to maybe the
Tackled by a host of
12,
Hilltoppers.
13-yard line, maybe a pickup of 3 or 4.
Yeah, not a lot. Big number 91, Cody Onready, in on the tackle.
It'll be second down and a long 8. Ball at about the 11-yard line.
Of course, that defensive end that we talked about, number 16 for the Hilltoppers, impressive-looking young man there in the warm-ups.
Yes, sir.
3-by-1 set for the Knights. Young sets to the right. And Eric Young again, and he's out to the 15-yard line, so he picks up another 4 yards.
Yeah, it's
And
going
it's
to
gonna
make
make
it
it
about 4.
Yeah,
On the play is out to about the 16-yard
makes it a
line.
very
Just short of the 16.
makeable third down with
It'll
about a
be
third.
down and about 4 for the Blue Knights.
Okay. So Eddie Stockett looks over to get his call. And we got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation, Isaiah Young. If we see what he's been doing, he moves over to the left. Stockett looks it over. In a very makeable situation here. Stockett looks, he drops. He's got number 9. He's wide open. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown for the Blue Knights.
I'll tell you, he got behind him, and he just did not stop.
And that was number 9, Khalik Mohammed. And Khalik, once he got beyond the safety, he was gone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He had a step, and quarterback saw it, took advantage, and had 6 points.
So this got to be exciting for Eddie Stockett in there for his first touchdown pass. And Khalik Mohammed showed why he's their leading return man on punts and kickoff returns.
Yes, he did.
There's, number 9. Number 9.
The kick is good. The Blue Knights lead 7-0.
Okay, so with 3:14 to go in the first quarter, your score, Urbana Blue Knights 7, West Liberty Hilltoppers 0.
And Eric Ware added the extra point. So, Chuck, just like that, and this is the kind of game we came in expecting, maybe a little bit more out of West Liberty because of their reputation.
Right.
But Eddie Stockett showed that he's up to the task there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, again, we've seen a lot of offense so far, and, West Liberty is the first one to actually dent the board. Or excuse me, Urbana is the first one to dent the board here tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
And just as a side note, once again, for our listeners and viewers that might be on the actual site that typically we broadcast to as far as Campus Nation, if you go to the actual Urbana Blue Knights website, you'll be able to see the scoring, the score bug, the time clock. We don't have that on our site right now because we're simply feeding the video to their product so that they can get all the other stuff added after the fact.
We're working in cooperation with Production Truck tonight.
That's right. That's right. Blue Frame technology is being utilized here at Urbana, and so we're giving them our video, and they're doing all the superimposing and all that on their website. So you can see the final product, or on the Campus Nation actual website, we have their embed, so you'll see all that as well.
And Quasmazius Mosby is back again. And number 8 for the Hilltoppers,
That's right, and that is Osmond Cargbo.
Osmond Carbo.
Eric Ware will be kicking off for the Blue Knights.
So just like that, Chuck, we've got a 7-0 game, and West Liberty will have to be a little bit more protective of the football with 2 turnovers on their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we talked at the beginning of the game, we thought they might struggle running the football and might have to rely on the pass, but I'll tell you what, so far we've seen the exact opposite.
Yeah, Charles Westbrook has been up to the task. There's no doubt about that. And Ware drives the ball about 3 yards deep into the end zone where Quasmazius Mosby, and Mosby's in the middle. He's up over to 25, out to nearly the 29-yard line.
Yeah, we've got a flag,
I think
Bill.
there's going to be some dirty laundry out there, Chuck, and that's going to bring this back. Always happens, Chuck. They should put that in as a permanent rule in football that there's going to be holding or clipping on every kickoff return.
I
Go
thought
ahead and take away 10 yards right away.
it is. Yeah, I smell pizza.
I do smell pizza. I know where it's coming from, but
It's coming from
it's a good smell.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Hilltoppers from their own 13-yard line.
We can't let Dean know that because Dean will leave his camera to come up here and eat.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
All right, so
Dean has never missed a free meal.
3-by-1 look here for the Hilltoppers. Single receiver to the top. There's
Phillips,
a snap.
quick slant to number 15.
That's complete for a gain of about 3 yards.
Gain on the play is the 19-yard line.
So again, up to the, well, a little more than that, I guess. About 5, so going to make it second, and we'll call it 4 now
And that was
for the Hilltoppers.
Ridge Durbin.
Yeah, and Durbin's had a couple grabs so far, so
Yeah.
2-by-1 look here. Again, the running back offset to Phillips left.
Blue Knights. Tolliver
Phillips
gets
rolls
too
out to the
far
left.
inside of Phillips, and Phillips is over to 30, over to 40, out to the 45, up to about the 48-yard line.
I'll tell you,
Nearly-
Phillips has shown his wheels tonight, Bill.
And I guess we see the reasoning behind the West Liberty's coaching staff's decision to put Phillips in there as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. He's shown he's dangerous with his arm and his legs. So
Yes, indeed.
here we've got, again, another 2-by-1 look here. This time Westbrook to Phillips right. Phillips fakes now the
it's a
draw
play.
to Westbrook.
Oh,
Urbana sniffs it out. We're going to have a tackle for a loss here, Bill. It's going to be second and
and that
11 or
is-
12.
And that is number 44.
Osman on the play. It'll be second down and 11.
And that
for the
is-
Hilltoppers.
Boston Sanders.
All right, so
Nice play by Sanders.
again, another 1-by-2 look. H-back to the left, and the running back also to the left.
Okay, they look it over. Stalls the Hilltoppers drive a little bit here.
Yep, Phillips gets the snap, drops back.
Here's Tolliver. Tolliver gets,
Throws to the left side, intended for number 84, but nice job breaking up the play there by Urbana.
Sherman Watson breaks it up. I'll tell you what, Michael Tolliver let Mr. Phillips know who he was on that play.
He
as
sure did. He introduced himself.
Yes, he did. And if Tolliver's able to do that and the Urbana defense can start chipping him, that's going to make him a little bit more indecisive on his throwing.
That's exactly right. So 3-by-1 look now for the Hilltoppers.
1:31 to go
Now
in the
Durbin
first period.
shifts over to the left side, so into an H-back position. So really a 1-by-2 look here. There's the snap. Phillips drops back.
Oh, a little pressure there. Oh,
Phillips dumps it off over the middle to number 7.
Westbrook.
Westbrook with a nice little gain. Going to be good for a first down. A few more.
I'm impressed with Westbrook, Chuck, because when he gets the ball in his hands, he's very explosive.
Yes, he's shown very quick feet tonight, Bill.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, nice job getting downhill and hitting the hole, too.
Yeah,
First down, Hilltoppers, ball at the Urbana
Okay, so
37-yard
number
line.
50.
this time, Bill, we're going to have a change in the backfield. We're going to have 2 backs, and now a 2-by-1 set, 2 receivers to the bottom. And
Give to number 8.
give to number 8 around the right side.
No
and-
go and a tackle
Yeah,
for
nothing
loss.
there. Urbana, nice job stretching it out there, and Cargo has no room to go.
And that's number 44, Boston Sanders. And
Flag on the field.
Sanders has made a presence here, Chuck, since he's come in the game.
Yes, he has. So I believe we may have we've got a personal foul.
Number 58 in the defense.
Well, that's going to hurt Urbana.
Automatic first down.
So automatic first down now for the Hilltoppers.
The result of the penalty will move the football down to the Urbana 26-yard line, where West Liberty will have a first down.
So it's going to be first and 10 now from the Urbana 26.
There's been some key penalties. Of course,
That's right.
West Liberty's been down here 2 other times and has got turned away by the Blue Knight
That's
defense.
exactly right. 3-by-1 look now, and
Phillips looks again.
Phillips swings
little
it over
bubble
to the
screen.
left with Phillips. And Phillips is tackled right there by number
Phillips
3.
to Phillips.
That's right.
Sounds like a law firm.
Phillips and Phillips. That's right.
And
Transferred in on the tackle for the Blue Knights.
I tell you what, Urbana had
It'll be second down and 9. The ball
was
at
going to
Urbana's
not have
25.
any of it as they came up and made the play on the little bubble screen there.
Yeah, that's right. Second and 9 now. So, again, a 1-by-2 look here. And, again, back offset to the right.
Tolliver out wide. Here he comes. He's chasing Phillips down from behind.
Phillips
But
rolls around right in, and Phillips going to pick up about 9 or 8, and that's going to make it third and just short.
20-yard line.
and Phillips is a very mobile quarterback, and it's making it real difficult for that quick Urbana defense to get any kind of pressure.
Yeah,
on
you're right. It's really hard to counter that. And, again, Tolliver's given chase all night, but hasn't caught him yet.
Question was legal.
The flag is picked up.
I think I've got an Urbana player that he's back up now.
Dre Hall back in the game for Boston Sanders. Sanders had some good minutes in there, Chuck, as he had a couple tackles.
Yes, he did. So big number 5, Savion Johnson, entering the game. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. And again, your score, the end of 1, Urbana 7, West Liberty 0.
And the Blue Knights starting off the new season with a lead in the first quarter. And Chuck, you know, they've bent, but they haven't broken down here. And they're in that situation again with a second and looks about second and 2, it looks like.
Yeah, he was just short there, Bill, on the scramble.
So Phillips has been a spark plug. You know, I've been impressed with Charles Westbrook, too. Westbrook has had some nice runs. And we came into this expecting a little bit more of an aerial battle, but Phillips running and Westbrook's running have really been the sword that's been slaying the Blue Knights here.
Yeah, that's right. That's definitely been their bread and butter so far. And, you know, again, kind of surprising to us because, like we talked about, that really extra large wide receiving core for the Hilltoppers, you know, has had a couple nice plays. But again, you're right.
Really been a factor right
now.
now.
Predominantly, it's been the offense.
Course,
Other than Robinson's one big catch over the middle,
right?
You know, it's been mostly the running game.
But this is where you got to be scared in this situation, where you get the big wide receiver, the 6'5", 6'6" wide receiver. You send them to the corner of the end zone, and you get a jump ball situation. And as we talked about, their receivers have a 3 or 4 inch advantage over the Urbana DBs.
Yeah, that's right. Urbana's already starting in a hole, so to speak. So you're right. If the Hilltoppers can find a way to get that matchup in that situation, they should be able to take advantage.
I think this is going to be a little Woody Hayes football right here.
You think?
You think? I don't see a lot of receivers in right now.
Three tight ends set here.
Yep, so the jumbo package for West Liberty, so to speak. So, again, under center now, Phillips with Westbrook lined up behind him.
He gives it to Westbrook, and Westbrook.
Right up the middle. And that's going to be good for a first down, Bill.
Yeah, Chuck, there was DeRay Hall was underneath there. And Boston Sanders is in with DeRay Hall, so you got 2 of your formidable tacklers out there at the same
right.
time
So
now.
Personnel change now for West Liberty. They're going to come back to the receiver set. You've got 2 by 1 now.
And Robertson's down here. I'd be looking for something to the corner.
Yep, so give to Westbrook.
Wow.
Westbrook dances up the middle. He's going to pick up about 8. That's going to make it 2nd and 2 from about the 8-yard line.
Tobias Haley brings him down, but not until he's deep into the red zone at the 8-yard line of the Blue Knights.
There's the snap.
And they give it to Westbrook.
Give to Westbrook.
Oh!
Again, Westbrook tripped up this time.
Michael Tolliver with a TFL.
Yeah, he fell forward, I think, Bill, for about a yard.
They're going to give him a yard on it.
Yep.
Nice play, though, by Tolliver. Followed it down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it really was. That's right. That's how you should play it. Okay, so here's a throw now to the flat to number 15. 15 struggles.
Oh! Oh!
Goal line,
it's
Bill.
Boston Sanders. He's at the 30. He stumbles. He's over to 40. He's out.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's back
You've
to number
gotta be kidding
23.
me.
Sherman
You've gotta be
Watson.
kidding me.
And Watson is down to the 30.
Wow.
Out of bounds.
Wow. I'll tell you, Bill, I want to cite great individual effort there by Zach Phillips, the quarterback from West Liberty, to get back and force another fumble on that play.
Boston Sanders
Wow.
picks the ball up at the 1-yard line, plows through people, and as he's getting dragged down at the 50-yard line, he flips it back where Sherman Watson picks it up and picks up another 20 yards.
Yeah, that's right. But I'll tell you, like I said, Bill, give credit to Zach Phillips there for saving a touchdown.
Yeah.
Hadn't it been for his hustle, that would have been a touchdown for sure for the Blue Knights.
3 turnovers in the red zone.
Wow.
And, you know, the Blue Knight defense is bent, but it's not breaking here.
Well, you're not kidding. That is the definition of bend, don't break.
It's like the old Cleveland Brown defense.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
2 receivers each side. Young moves over to the right of, and there it is to Young. Stop. Ooh.
Oh, almost intercepted
Double
there.
coverage.
Tipped away.
As Stockett throws into double coverage.
Yeah, he does. And I'll tell you, Cliff Clark just about had himself an INT right there.
Yeah, Cliff Clark, the
And I'll tell you,
All-American.
well, Cliff Clark's going to be a little banged up here,
He looks
Bill.
a little shaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slow to get up.
Looks like, is it number, no, I was going to say number 4 came in, I think. That's Zahir Hill, I believe.
Cramp?
Is it Zahir?
I don't think it's
No,
Cramp.
they're checking the leg.
I don't think it's Hicks. No, Coach.
Or Zahir Hicks?
Might be Dylan Anderson.
Number
That's who they got
45.
listed as
Okay.
his backup. So
So there's a break in the action with 13:22 to go in the second quarter. It's your Urbana Knights 7 and the West Liberty Hilltoppers 0.
yeah, and you know, Rick, you may be onto something there. Given the heat and everything, it could be a cramp. And
Yeah.
again, let's hope that's all it is.
And of course,
'Cause, boy, what a loss that would be for the Hilltoppers.
the heat this week, of course, has just been
Stifling.
as far as 90-degree temperatures every day, and that's going to take its toll on athletes.
Yeah, he
For
doesn't
sure.
even look like he's favoring it now, so
Yeah.
he's probably just cramped up.
And that's good to see because we don't want to see Clark, one of the top players in this league, go out.
Yeah, one of the top players in the country, Bill.
Top players in America.
This level, that's
as
right,
being an
All-American.
All-American. So the Blue Knights break the huddle. Eddie Stockett comes up. He's going to have number 21.
The Blue Knights, ball to West Liberty, 31-yard line.
Number 21, David Hickey, is offset to his right. Snyder bounces into an H position and his little jet sweep.
Oh,
to
nice job
Shamir.
by the Hilltoppers. Just stretch that out, Bill.
Shamir Hooks gets dropped for a 4-yard loss. Looks like closer to a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think that was big number 16, the redshirt freshman.
It's going to make it a
Trevor
second and
Hoosier in on the
15.
play.
And 14, the ball at the 35-yard line.
For those listening on WZA, the Blue Knights are in their black jerseys with their blue pants and silver helmets, and they are moving from right to left on your radio dial. Okay? They are on the 35-yard line of the Hilltoppers, a 3-by-1 set. Stockett moves Young to his left. He gets ready, and he gives it to Young, and Young pops up over the 35-yard line down to the 30. And they get the penalty back, Chuck, or
They do, I'll
they
tell
get the
you.
loss on the sweep.
Young really lowered his shoulder there and ran over the tackler,
They sure did.
whoever that was. That was a little bit of a blast there.
And number 17.
So we're going to try a field goal.
Yes. So Eric Ware,
Will attempt
it appears
It's
to
going
be.
to be about a 50-yarder.
field goal
Yeah.
to Brandon Perk-Holing.
And of course we've seen some of those here in
38, 48-yarder right here, Bill.
48-yarder. And there is the kick, and he's got the leg, and it
Oh, just to the right.
just
Just
wide
wide.
right.
Off the flagpole, I think. Or
I
one of
think
the
you may be
poles,
right.
not
Yeah, off the
yeah.
net pole.
And we know what that did to Ray Finkel's career when that happened. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
And our traffic continues to build through Campus Nation. So we've got all the traffic that we're generating through the actual Blue Knights website as well as Campus Nation, and so we've got a
good.
lot of interest in tonight's ball game.
Hopefully no traffic jam.
No.
Yeah, we don't want any traffic jam.
All right, so that's where the Hilltoppers will take over right there at the 32-yard line. And again, they're going to come out in a 2-by-1 look here. Two backs.
Ooh,
And the give
nice tackle.
is to
I
Westbrook.
believe
And he's
it's
going to
DeRay Hall, I believe.
pick up maybe half a yard, if anything.
Is that DeRay? I think it
It'll
is.
be second down
Sure.
and 9,
Or is that
ball
number
to
4?
32.
Can't make
So
it.
another 2-by-1 look. Two receivers to the bottom of the field.
The
one to
Armin
the top.
Lewis actually is who that it was.
Okay, Westbrook to the left. Phillips gets the snap, drops back.
Pressure on Phillips, and he gets out. Oh!
But not away, Bill.
No, he
but
did not get away.
away.
Couple of tackles
So
was
Phillips finally surrenders a sack now to Urbana's defense, but
at the 30-yard line.
he was able to
and that is-
lessen the pain there, brings it back, and it's going to be a loss of only
Dragged
about a
down
yard.
by DeArmond Lewis again. And two nice plays by DeArmond Lewis.
Yeah, that's right. So that's going to make it 3rd and 11 now for the Hilltoppers. Again, in their familiar 2-by-1 set. Two receivers to the bottom of the field. Westbrook to Phillips' left. Phillips with a snap.
There's the drop. Phillips over.
Complete over the middle to number 15, but that's going to be short. for the first down. So Durbin with a catch, but again,
Third and about 1, Chuck.
yeah, that was third down, Bill, I think. So it's now going to be 4th and 1, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 4th and 1.
Do you attempt it? I don't think
No,
so.
not
No,
here.
the way things have been going for him, you don't want to give Urbana the ball here.
Yeah, and they are going to kick here. So number 14, the punter, Christian Morris, enters the game for the Hilltoppers.
And back deep for the Blue Knights is Khalik Muhammad. And, of course, Khalik had the
Got a
big
timeout?
touchdown.
Yep, so Urbana's going to talk about it here,
I
Bill.
think
and,
Urbana probably thinks maybe there might be something in the works here. They want to make sure that nobody's going to
Could be a short snap to one of the blocking backs, or, you know, you never know. And this is the zone where you're going to take that chance.
Yeah, I don't know, Bill. I think it's awful risky inside your own 50. But
Yeah, well, and, you know, I think, Chuck, that it just hasn't went real smoothly for him offensively. And
yeah, I could be looking for that spark.
But do
Coach
you want
Rylight
to
could be doing
run
that.
that risk and, you know, give Urbana the ball there and maybe risk going down 14-0?
Yeah, that's right. You know, again, West Liberty's shown they can get the ball in the red zone. They just haven't been able to finish. So,
Right.
you know, we'll see what they choose to do here. So
Well, we're going to find out.
Yes, we will.
that's right. The speculation will all be for naught.
And the third man here is, of course, Rick Phillips, our owner of Campus Nation and our IT guru.
I don't know if you could say guru,
Well,
but
I think relative to this crew, you are.
Yes,
So-
yes.
maybe gooey, you know?
Gooey.
Okay,
Gooey.
yeah, we'll go with that. So,
Khalik Mohammed.
so again, Morris with a snap and gets off a pretty good
Mohammed's
kick
going to
down
get
to the right
maybe
side.
get a one bouncer. He cuts it back to his left, keeps on going to his left, back to the middle, back to his right, and there goes Mohammed over to 40, over to 50, 45, 40, 35, down to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Blue Knights!
Wow.
Exciting. And that is AD. That is AD down there. I'm going to go down and tell him to come up
Yeah,
at
go
halftime.
do that. We're gonna get Eddie up here. We'll get Antonio and get his perspective on things. He could be the third man here.
That's right.
Ware will attempt the extra point with Brandon Burke holding.
So Antonio Davis, the
All
quarterback.
right, so
of
the kick is up,
Tonight's lead,
and it is good. So
good.
with 9:57 to go in the second quarter, your score, Urbana 14, West Liberty 0.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you want to jump on? Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we know that was Antonio Davis.
Antonio Davis,
That's
the
right.
quarterback for the Cincinnati Chiefs,
Yeah.
who are in the Super Bowl.
has told us his son is number 16, the backup quarterback for Urbana. So
Very good.
All right.
Very good.
Just another winning program we follow.
Yes.
Right here on Campus Nation.
And a lot of excitement on the Blue Knights sideline, Chuck. And Khalid Mohammed, two big plays with I don't know the exact yardage on his reception, but we'll get that here probably at halftime. And then a kickoff or punt return, which is nearly 80 yards. He's had a big game here.
yeah, I'll tell you, the Blue Knights are showing up big on this Thursday night stage.
They are pumped up and ready to go, and it's right here on Campus Nation for the whole nation to see.
If you have those numbers, 5 or 11, please see the head cheerleading coach, Logan
So if
Haynes.
you're a Blue Knight fan or a Blue Knight alumni, I know that a couple of the kids that played high school football for me donned the Blue Knight jerseys.
Well,
So I'm
didn't we have a young man that came in from Hocking that's playing?
He is not on the roster. I looked him up. I thought he was going to be here, and it did not appear that he is on that roster. Something happened there. Of course, a shout out to Rick Rykow, who played center for the Blue Knights in the early 2000s. And then Mike Widmer, who in the middle 2000s was an offensive guard for the Blue Knights.
That's right. I think Mike is watching us tonight. I know he commented on Facebook.
Yeah,
so.
Mike.
Well, that's good. We're
That's
glad
right.
that he's
Mike
watching.
was a
shout out.
phenomenal football player for me in high school.
Now, how come when we were off air, you said it was all coaching? That's what I don't understand.
Carpo fields it at the 5-yard line.
Carbo gets it out to the sideline and bounces it
Nice
out.
little
He's-
return up to
he's
the
out at
30-yard
about the
line.
30-yard line.
All right, so that's where the Hilltoppers will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 30.
So 9:49 to go in the second quarter, 14-0 to Blue Knights. And Urbana's pumped.
Yeah, they are.
The Blue Knights are ready to go.
Rightfully so.
But I would say this, the Hilltoppers have definitely been lively on offense, and it's not that they haven't moved the ball.
No, that's exactly right. Again, the Hilltoppers have been, the Blue Knights have benefited from a few turnovers here. So
Sure have.
2-by-1 look now. Again, H-back is to the right. Phillips gets the snap, looks to his right.
Ooh.
Throws to the H-back in the flat. That is Ridge Durbin, but falls incomplete, just out of Durbin's reach. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Hilltoppers.
Nice coverage by L.A. Kelly on that.
Yeah, it really was. And, again, Durbin just didn't have the reach for that.
No, he didn't.
So same formation now. Again, Durbin and one receiver to the bottom of the field, 2 receivers to the left, to the top. And again, Westbrook split back to Phillips's right.
Oh, they're bringing pressure. Boston Sanders. Oh!
Nice play.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a little give, little stretch play to the left side by
And
Westbrook.
Tolliver had a little pro blitz there where they brought Sanders around the outside, and they had Tolliver slant to the inside. And the
Tolliver
result,
just got in his hip pocket and rode him down.
he sure did.
All right, so again, another same formation, 2-by-1 with the H-back to the right. Again, this time Westbrook, though, to the quarterback's left.
3rd and 13.
Phillips with the snap, drops back.
Oh,
and
and they got a hand on Phillips. Down goes
They
Phillips.
get to him
and the
again.
ball. Oh, I thought the ball was loose. And that was Tolliver and we'll get that.
And Davenport.
Najee Davenport. They were just crushing the tackles like we thought, Chuck, in the beginning.
But in reverse.
In reverse, yeah. And we were saying that could be the problem is the tackles picking up that pass rush. And sure enough, on that time, we were prophetic, at least once tonight.
So you're going to put some extra pressure on here, maybe block this punt?
Well, it looks like they are coming.
Well,
West
you know
Liberty's
what?
a little tighter, this formation.
I tell you what, with Mohammed back here with his success, I'd let him I'd want to get the ball in his hands again.
Yeah, that's right. So Morris gets off another decent kick.
He's going to get another shot. Oh, this is number 12 this time, Shamir Watson.
Yeah, Watson fumbles the ball a little bit, bobbles it, and
drops back to about the 16, 17 yard line.
West Liberty's
right
able
there.
to drive him back from there. And I'll tell you, Urbana's going to get the ball, but they're going to be inside their own 20.
Yeah. Coach Haynes has to be happy with the team's effort right here, and the resilience in some tough situations, and that's going to build character and it's just going to make them better down the road.
Well, that's exactly right. Again, we had kind of a back and forth battle for a lot of the first quarter, but I'll tell you, momentum is definitely on the Urbana sideline right now.
A nice 8-minute drive would be good here, Chuck.
Yeah, it really would.
That would be.
Yeah, that would.
Unless you're a Hilltopper fan.
So we've got a 2-by-2 set here with Stockett moves Young to his left. Stockett looks it over, gets ready, calls for it, gives it to Young. Young is over the 30-yard line out to the 31 and picks up a quick 6 yards.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he just got cut down by Brandon Gaither, though.
Yeah. And that was a 6-yard gain, so that's going to make it 2nd and 4. And you got to like 2nd and 4s, Chuck. It gives you a lot of options.
That's exactly right. Playbook's pretty open at 2nd and 4.
Sure is. Again, a 2-by-2 set. And Stockett looks it over. He moves Young to his right. There's the snap. He gives it to Young again. Young bounces out to his left. He's over to 35, up to about the 38-yard line. And that should be enough for a first down for the Blue Knights.
Yeah, Gaither finally forces him out of bounds, but you're right, not before he can pick up another first down.
And move the chain for the Blue Knights.
I'll tell you, give this Urbana coaching staff a lot of credit, Bill. They seem to have West Liberty a little bit off balance on defense.
I think you're right, Chuck. And it's been just some simple stuff. They're not doing anything real sophisticated, but they're just executing, and that's what it takes. David Hickey is in at running back, giving Isaiah Young a little bit of a break here. And they they fake the ball on the zone
we had
read.
2 guys in motion, though, Coach. This is coming back.
Now, in Canada, that would be all right.
Yeah, this is not Canada.
The CFL allows that stuff, but not here in America.
I don't see Johnny Manziel anymore.
No, I don't see Johnny Manziel.
I believe that field's only 100 yards long.
And a shout out to Bobby Merritt, the assistant GM of the Edmonton Eskimos, who's always scouting these games, looking for potential talent for the CFL.
So
That's right.
You're saying he's watching?
He may be. He knows we're doing the games, so we will find out. If I get a phone call, he'll ask me, who is that kid?
All right, so 1st and 15 now for the Blue Knights.
Sure enough, Dylan Snyder in the short H position as
Hilltoppers
a
show
that's
pressure.
number
They
34,
walk out.
and that's Hickey.
Yeah, Hickey picks up about 3.
And they have number 38 in there as the H-back, which is, let me see if we got him as the backup here. That would be.
That might be Chris Kugley. He's
yes.
listed as a tight end.
Yes, Chris
H-back
Kugley.
and tight end is a pretty natural.
Yeah, I guess that's the new
back and
terminology
forth.
for
That's
it now.
Just depends what offense you're running.
Yep. So 2x2 set. Stockett looks over the sideline, gets his play. He motions Kugley from left to right. Kugley sets up in a fullback position. Stockett takes the snap, and he gives it to Hickey. Hickey bounces back to his right. He's over to 40, 45, 50. Cuts back across field down to the 46-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, nice job by Hickey. I'll tell you, showed some nice patience there.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of Mr. Le'Veon Bell.
Yes. And that's what it takes. Sometimes being on top of that line too quick, you don't see your hole.
Yeah, that's right. And
5:44 to go in the second quarter.
finally, Fontelis is able to drag him down, but again, not before another first down by the Blue Knights.
14-0 in favor of the Blue Knights. Stockett in the pistol moves Young over to his right. Awaits the ball. Fake to Young. He's got number 6 open over the middle. He's down to the 10-5. Touchdown, Blue Knights.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. I'll tell you, he just got inside of Deonze Foot and had a
And
step
that
and just
is
kept going.
Jesse Bray, the 6'3", 215-pound junior out of Springfield. And that is a woo.
There
So
you go, another local product.
Lightning in the bottle, Chuck.
For sure.
So we have got all sorts of good things going on here for the Blue Knights. Eric Ware is out to attempt the extra point. Ware with the kick, and it's good. Oh, well, yes.
I'll tell
just
you,
gets it in.
nice job by the holder there, Brandon Pruitt, to get
That
snap
was
out.
6. Jesse Bray. Jesse Bray.
All right. And, of course, you are listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college and professional sports, and also WZAA 106.9
Jesse Bray just,
LPFM in Jeffersonville,
when Jesse Bray
Ohio.
got that ball, I mean, he broke past the safety, Chuck. When we got his hands on it, he just accelerated to the end zone.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he really did. Like I said, he just got a step on Foot and just took advantage of it.
So 21-0, the Hilltoppers are stunned at this point.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Blue Knights have really ripped the top off of this thing, haven't they?
And, you know, just the Hilltoppers have shot themselves in the foot, 3 turnovers in the red zone, and Urbana's addressed it every time. They had, you know, the 1 turnover of their own down there, but
right.
They have done a nice job. And right now, the Hilltoppers are going to have to get a drive together, Chuck.
Well, but I'll tell you, Bill, I think, Coach Wiley and his staff, they've got to keep them positive because, again, it's not they haven't moved the football.
No, they have moved the football.
They've just made some mistakes that have cost them. And, again, give Urbana credit. They've taken advantage of every one of them.
You got to get a couple defensive stops going, though.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so, Carbo and Mosley back deep. Ware gets ready to kick it off. And, of course, last time Ware drove it about 3 yards deep in the end zone. And this time it's going to come up a little short, maybe about
it's going to be fielded at about the 9-yard line.
Carbo. Oh, he's out to nearly the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice return up to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. And that's where the Hilltoppers will take over.
And Urbana can't relax here now. They need to keep the foot on the pedal, Chuck.
No, that's exactly right. Again, the Hilltoppers have plenty of time here. There's over 5 minutes to go in the quarter.
College
and
football
half,
is a very fluid game. It can change very quickly.
What you don't want to do is allow them to score a touchdown going into the half.
Get the
It'll
momentum.
Give them a little confidence.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Okay, so the Blue Knights.
All right, so
in their
single receiver to
4-2-5.
each side. Now we're going to have a little shift here. Tight end and H-back shifting over to the top of the field. Now the top of the field receiver is going to go in motion. Now we've got a handoff to Westbrook. Westbrook over the left side.
And a host of Blue Knights.
That's right. Westbrook's going to pick up. We'll call it 3. That's going to make it 2nd and 7 now. Again, just inside 5 minutes to go in the half.
And about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ball to
Hilltoppers now with
He will take those kind of gains because
Oh,
those
sure,
will eat
sure.
the clock,
Yep.
and if they can keep up this kind of defensive effort, the Hilltoppers will have a hard time getting in the end zone.
Yep, so 2-by-1 look. There's a snap to Phillips. Phillips fires to Phillips. Phillips now back to the inside. Enough for a first down.
That's your number one, Shane Phillips, the big 6'6" or 6'5" wide receiver.
Yeah, that's right. A very, very impressive looking athlete. So
They're going
it's going to
quick
be
again.
1st and 10 now from the 46-yard line of Urbana.
And this is where Urbana's had the most trouble, Chuck, is when it has been the no huddle and they get going with a little pace offense.
Yep, so 2-by-1 look. Again, now we have an H-back to the top of the field. Westbrook offset to Phillips right.
DeRay
There's a
Hall
snap,
coming off
fake
the
to
corner,
Westbrook.
and he's looking for Phillips.
Phillips
DeRay
runs,
Hall almost
pressure.
gets him. I tell you what, DeRay Hall came off the right edge, Chuck, and he had bad intentions there for Phillips.
Yeah,
if
he
he'd
sure
got his
did. I'll
hands
tell you,
on him.
Phillips just didn't have anywhere to go. He had to throw that away.
Yeah. And I would suspect we're going to see a little bit more of that, is bringing Hall off the edge and drive him towards Tolliver, because they've done a pretty good job neutralizing Tolliver. But if they can force him to the sideline, then Tolliver can play a little bit better game.
Yeah, that's right. But then look for Phillips to cut up underneath that.
And that's where
the Hilltoppers might have an answer for that.
That's where L.A. Kelly and Boston Sanders have got to be up to the task.
That's right. Throw out to Durbin in the left flat.
inside the 40-yard
It's going to pick up about 7-yard line. It's going to make it third and 3. We'll call it 3rd and 4.
And a lot of different things here. You got to consider this 4-down territory.
Yeah, I would think so. So 2 receivers to the bottom of the field. Phillips in the slot. Again, Westbrook to quarterback Phillips left. There's a
They're
snap.
bringing the
Phillips
blitz.
drops back.
Oh, they
Pass
got
complete to Phillips over the middle on a slant. And that's going to be good for another first down, Bill. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 24-yard
pick up
line.
about 17 yards, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. So again, the Hilltoppers chipping away here.
But it hasn't been in the middle of the field where they've stalled. It's when they get down near the end zone.
That's exactly right. So we'll see if they can convert this time. So 1-by-2 look here. 2 receivers to the top. H-back now at the bottom of the formation. Westbrook to Phillips' right.
Could be an option here.
There's the snap. Fake to Phillips.
Oh,
Pressure.
Yes.
And he's going to go down.
And he's dragged down by Michael Tolliver.
Guess who? Michael Tolliver. Picking up right where he left off last season, Bill.
Yep. And Tolliver had 16 TFLs last year, Chuck.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about, finished in the top 10 in the nation in sacks.
Yeah.
Again, there's just one more, so that's going to make
That's
it
a
a
great
long 2nd and 15 here for the Hilltoppers. 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Westbrook offset to Phillips' right. H-back at the bottom of the formation.
Here
There's
comes the
snap.
rush by, a little
Phillips
quarterback
right up
draw.
the middle.
Phillips takes it up the middle.
Now around the left side.
Oh, he's still up,
Phillips
Chuck.
shifting. Some nice moves there. He's going to gain about 10 yards, Bill. Get back get back again. The sack and a little more, so that's going to make it now 3rd and 5 from the 20-yard line.
It looks like Michael Tolliver was in there again.
Actually, 3rd, we'll call it more like 6. So 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. H back to the top of the formation. Westbrook offset to Phillips' left.
Blue Knight get ready to bring some pressure. Looks like L.A. Kelly is going to come, and he does right up the middle. Oh! Tolliver had his hands on Phillips.
Phillips on the left side. Phillips. Oh, forced out of bounds inside the 3-yard line.
1:35 to go in the second quarter, Chuck, and wow.
I'll tell you, the Hilltoppers, though, just can't seem to quite get it in.
Mike Tolliver almost had him in the backfield. Give Phillips credit.
Yeah, he really just slipped off of him.
And Phillips is out. He's over on the sideline, and he's visibly having a problem over there. He took his helmet off, and he's down on all fours.
Yep. So,
Got
looks
a
like we're going to have a
timeout.
timeout here and let Phillips
Timeout.
catch his breath.
So, change of events here with 1:35 to go, and the Hilltoppers are down to the 2-yard line. So we will see what happens here.
Yeah, that's right. Bill, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them stay on the ground here.
Even
Even though the pass has been successful this drive, that's kind of been their Achilles heel.
You got 4
in the red
shots from the one thing we know is they have had success running straight at them.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to feel with 4 downs, they're going to just pound this.
Maybe that jumbo package we saw on short yardage earlier.
It could be that, and then, of course, there's always that ability for, the read option where the quarterback will pull it and go. So,
Right.
Of course, that depends if Phillips is able to come back in on this. And I can't tell yet what's going on.
Yeah, we can't see the sea of humanity over there.
Yeah. So they're all talking over there, and it looks like a backup quarterback's coming in.
At least for a few plays.
And that would probably be Brenton
Colabella.
Yeah, Colabella, I would believe. He was in last year's game. Threw for 200 yards. And let's see if it is, in fact, Colabella. Nope.
It's first and goal.
And it is Phillips.
It is Phillips. So
Phillips is back in.
Phillips back out, and that is that jumbo formation we saw again. So Westbrook, the lone setback, but a lot of tight ends in there, a lot of bodies.
Oh, and Phillips keeps it on a quarterback.
Yeah,
A little
kick out there on the end.
A little
and Phillips
boot
just
option
rolled out
type of
and-
play there.
Yep, so the Hilltoppers finally get on the board here with 1:30 left in the first half. It's now 21-6 with a PAT upcoming.
Well, you weren't going to keep him out of the end zone the whole game. Because
Well, that's right. I don't think anyone thought we were going to see a shutout here. And
No.
in fact, you and I were talking about we thought we'd see a relatively high-scoring, close game. So
Right.
nice to see West Liberty finally get on the clock, get on the board here with
Yep.
just under 2 minutes to go here in the half.
Nice job by Phillips shaking off the injury and getting back in there.
Yes, it was. So the
One-
kick is up, and it's good.
1:30 to go. 21-7 in favor of the Urbana Blue Knights over the West Liberty Hilltoppers. And so here I would expect you're going to see the Blue Knights put their foot on the brake unless they get a good kickoff return. If they could get good field position, then they might try to put something together here in this last 1 minute and 30
Yeah, but I
seconds.
think you're right, Bill. They don't want to do anything to give West Liberty a chance to get back
Right.
in this.
Absolutely not.
yeah.
You don't want any error and it result in a
course,
field
Khalid
goal
Mo-
or a touchdown.
Khalik Mohammed might change their opinion on that if he gets a nice 50-yard return here.
Yes, he has shown that he has some
He has a little
some
speed.
wheels.
And so Mohammed goes back deep, and he is back there with Hickey, who's been impressive on the last drive.
Yes, he is. Is this a different kicker for West Liberty? No, it's not. It's still Christian Morris. Okay.
And Christian Morris was their leading scorer last year, Chuck.
Yeah, not uncommon, Bill, for your
For
place
your
kicker to
kicker,
be
yeah.
a leading scorer. But
It really depends, of course, on two things there is if you score a lot of touchdowns.
yes, he's scoring ones or threes, right?
Yeah, that's right. Or if you're getting down there kicking a few field goals now and then. And they're going to try to keep this away from Mohammed, which is
Smart move,
probably
probably.
a good thing. And the ball,
So going to be fielded and just brought back to about the 28-yard line. So like we talked about, Urbana will probably be on some kind of cruise control right
now
here.
Urbana's going to have to move it a little bit because
Yeah,
there's
West
two
Liberty does have
timeouts.
2 timeouts. That's
Right.
right.
So a first down ends it. If they can pick up a first down, then I would say that that'll be the end of the first half. But, if they have to punt, you would see West Liberty bring some pressure, most likely, to try to shake some things up.
For sure.
Khalik Mohammed comes out as a receiver. He's in the slot. We've got
First and 10, the 28-yard line.
3 receivers to the right, to the left, 1 receiver to the right, and they give it to Young.
the ball carrier.
And Young bounces off to the 30, and he's up over the 30, out to the 32-yard line.
Short gain on the play.
Yeah, he's going
And-
to gain about 3 yards, and West Liberty's going to call their second timeout.
Flag on the play.
Or no, I'm sorry, not. We have
Yeah,
a flag.
I think it's holding.
Holding on a run play?
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? So, we'll see. We'll see, yes.
Number 62 on the offense.
Sure enough, it is.
You're a wizard, Bill. I don't know how you got that.
It was a.
Clock will start on the snap.
The
It's all.
penalty
It's all
will go
called
back
proximity, Chuck.
inside
You
the
know.
10-yard line.
Yes, it is. So again, the Blue Knights will back up
Where it'll
a
be
few
first
yards,
and
and it's
19.
now going to be first and
Stockton.
19 from
Stockton
They're
looks
20.
around. 3 receivers to the left. Tight end to the right. Young steps to the left of Stockton. Oh! And a little hilltopper, well, a large hilltopper, I should say. That is
Yeah, that's big number 57, the nose, Cody Ryan.
Cody Ryan got a little early start on that one.
Well,
Chuck.
you know, it's hard to stop the momentum, Bill. When you get 6'4", 300 going forward, it's
It's like a
tough
bowling.
to hit the brakes.
It's like a bowling ball.
That's right.
That ball, snap infraction, number 66 on the offense.
Oh, they're actually going to call it on Urbana,
Wow.
so
First down.
be a simulated snap on the center, so that's going to back it up even more. So now it's going to be 1st and 25 for the Blue Knights.
So this is not a good situation right here.
Not a lot of plays in the playbook for 23 yards.
Now, you hope you can pick up a little bit of it here.
Yeah,
So-
now, again, it is first down, so they got
First
some
and
downs to chip away
23.
at it.
At the 18-yard line, 1:15 to go in the second quarter. Urbana leads 21-7, and they're trying to get out of the first half here with that 14-point lead. Stockett drops. He looks, and well, I tell you what, it was a nice little smash concept there, but they
Yeah,
were.
I'll tell you, I'd think twice about throwing the ball in the flat in this situation.
I
though.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. That was very risky.
Yeah.
You know, again,
Well,
one.
they had the two outside receivers clear out,
15-yard line.
and it was a pretty open throw. I think Stockett made a good.
Yeah, but all you need is one guy settling and drifting back, and in that 4-2-5, you got DBs everywhere.
That's true. That is true. So Stockett in the pistol, two receivers to the left, two to the right. He moves Young off to his left. 2nd and 23, gives it to Young. Young pops up through there for a couple yards, out over the 15-yard line.
Yeah,
but
they basically did that to force West Liberty to call one of their timeouts. And
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see another run here on 3rd down to make them call their last one.
you would think you'd have to see that, Chuck.
Even
but-
though West Liberty's going to get the ball back here with probably just about a minute to go.
Yeah. So they have exhausted, and that should exhaust their timeouts there. Now they said second of the half.
Yeah, they have one left, Bill.
Okay.
They have one left.
Okay. So we will see what
Kiwanis Club members
happens
of
there.
Champaign
So
County
for the
and
Knights,
7 county
no
region,
mistakes.
please gather at the entrance to the
Get a
north
good
end
punt out of
zone.
here, hopefully.
Right,
And,
right. Clear it out.
and you,
Yeah, but I'll tell you, the way it looks right now, they're going to be punting from the goal line. Or pretty close to it. That's not easy to
Very
do.
close to the goal line. And of course, you're going to get some pressure, Chuck. And you would expect that, they have nothing to lose. They rough them, big deal if they can get the
Yeah,
punt.
that's right. It's not even going to be a first down. So.
Right. So we'll see.
So they're adding 2 minutes to the clock.
Adding 2 minutes? to
Or
the
2
clock?
seconds to the
2
clock.
seconds?
1 minute,
Yeah, but
6
look-
seconds.
2 minutes would.
I was going to say, if they're
Yeah,
going to
dramatically
that would
different.
that would be different.
if they add 2 minutes, there's going to be an uproar on the Urbana sideline.
You would have to wait.
West Liberty
two
wants a
more
timeout
minutes.
back in
You'd have to
2
wait 2 more
minutes.
minutes for your pizza. So,
Well, that's ridiculous.
come
That's not
of
happening.
course, I don't know if you guys are going to make it because you got that big interview coming
Yeah.
at
Well, we
halftime.
got Antonio.
may
Antonio
just have to put Antonio on
AD
by
will take
himself.
up the whole half.
That's right.
We
That's
get him
right.
behind a microphone.
Antonio loves the microphone.
He sure
Maybe we
does.
could shove a piece of pizza in his mouth.
Yeah, you go. We got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Stockett looks to throw. He rolls to his right. He's trying to buy some time. Oh! Wow, that was an ill-advised throw there.
Pass.
Yeah, it really was. I'll tell you, really, I'm surprised, like we talked about, I'm surprised they went ahead and threw that on that down.
Yeah.
But given the distance, I guess
Down at about 22 yards.
they want to
Well,
take a shot at it.
Stockett
He-
was
he
looking for
did-
J.T. Dozier, the sophomore wide receiver in that one.
He did kill some time rolling around, but he could have held on to it.
Yeah. And so now the question becomes, do you set up the return or do you go for the block? And if you got...
You got to go for the block.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
would.
put the pressure on.
And it looks like
You
they
gotta
are.
come
They've
at
got
him.
one guy deep. And
Yeah. So here comes the block attempt by West
no,
Liberty.
they don't. They don't
And,
come.
they had...
Brandon Perk's punt goes out of bounds.
And that goes
Not
out
a very good punt, Bill.
just about... Looks like they're marking the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think Perk just got off the side of his foot.
So
and
the defense is going to have to stiffen up here with 48 and a half seconds to go in
Yeah.
the second quarter.
Not a good
21-7 in favor of
I'll
Urbana.
tell you, this couldn't have worked out any better for the Hilltoppers.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're a Blue Knight faithful here, you're hoping that the worst or the best that we can get out of this would be
Field goal?
keep them to a field goal. Yeah.
An interception in the red zone? Oh, no, I didn't
Well,
say
yeah,
that.
that would be the best. But I mean, as far as scoring,
Running it back
Yeah.
for a touchdown?
yeah, well, yeah, that would even be better.
Or a fumble return for a touchdown?
That's right,
We've
yeah.
already seen
Well,
that.
we've seen that already.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so 2-by-1 now. two receivers to the bottom of your screen. Westbrook to the right.
Urbana brings the pressure. Here comes the pass
Phillips
rush.
under pressure dumps it off to his right side.
Phillips had nowhere to go. He was being pursued.
He really just threw that
By-
away. Westbrook was in the area, but
Big number 93, Seth Douglas, the redshirt freshman. Yes, I said redshirt freshman.
Seth's a big boy. I would not want him chasing me
He's
down.
a big boy. So here we go.
So same formation now.
And
Two receivers to the bottom and the H-back. So
kind of looks like a UFO formation there as they're dropping a bunch of people into coverage.
Yep.
And
Oh,
they
little
give
draw to Westbrook over the left side.
And DeRay
Westbrook's
Hall
going to pick up about
chases
7 yards.
A nice play by Hall. Hall made him run laterally, and he picked up a few yards, Chuck, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he really did. That was one of those draws where, again, it was meant to go that way to start. But, yeah, Westbrook never had a chance to cut it up. You're right, because of the nice play by Hall there. So same formation now. Again, the Hilltoppers look to the sideline for the play call. Again, two receivers in the H-back to the bottom. Lone receiver, number 84, to the top. Westbrook to Phillips' left.
Okay. And more of a UFO type of package where you've
Snap. Phillips swings it out to Westbrook in the flat.
Westbrook's going to probably have to get out
Westbrook
of bounds.
down the left sideline. He's going to be close to a first down, Bill.
Well, I think he got the first down. 29 seconds to go. But it wasn't a huge gain. He got enough just to get to the marker.
No, but he got the sticks. So,
and time is more of a factor here.
Well, it is. But again, Hilltoppers still have one timeout, just under 30 seconds, 29 seconds to go in the half.
Right.
So they'll save their timeout for kicking a field goal?
Or if they sack.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, if they sack the quarterback.
Or if they sack, they'll have to call it. Yeah, 2-by-1 formation now. Westbrook to Phillips' left. H-back also to the left side. Phillips gets everyone set now. Eyes the defense. Calls for the ball. There's the snap.
Tolliver comes way out. Oh, that's
almost
Phillips under serious pressure. Phillips throws down the sideline.
Nice pressure.
Just threw it away.
I tell you what, Najee Davenport and Boston Sanders were putting all sorts of pressure on Phillips there.
Yeah, they really were. Phillips never had a chance to get set there, Bill. He was under fire from the snap.
Yeah. And so here we go with 22.4 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line of the Blue Knights. Can they hold, Chuck?
All right, so again, 2-by-1. Again, H-back to the top of the field, to the one receiver side. There's the snap.
Pressure
Phillips
again.
drops back, throws to the left flat. Complete to Durbin. Durbin picks up about, we'll call it maybe 4. So that's going to be 3rd and 6 now, just under 18 seconds to go in the half.
So you have probably time for 4 plays, Chuck.
Yeah, that's right. And again, West Liberty, has one timeout, so they can go, pretty close to the edge here.
If they can run those outs like they just did, or little comebacks and step out of bounds.
So 2-by-1 now. Again, H-back to the right. Westbrook to Phillips' right. Phillips with a snap.
And they're going to give it to Westbrook.
He's going to give to Westbrook up the middle. Westbrook tripped.
And he did not get the first down.
No, he didn't. So they're going to have to call the timeout here. So that's going to make it.
And that kind of makes your decision for you, I think, that
kick a field goal.
You're going to have to get the field
Yeah,
goal.
and I'll tell you, I don't
because
know why
you have an extra down. No, you don't. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down. So I'm trying to figure out why they called the timeout so quick. They probably should have let that run down a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, West Liberty calls and they're actually going to add some time back. So
14 seconds.
14.
Urbana's going to get a chance to field a kickoff here anyway.
Yeah, and of course we've seen that hasn't turned out.
That's right. And that could be a scary proposition for the Hilltoppers.
Malik Mohammed has had a great game tonight.
14.1 seconds.
0.111 rounded off to.
Excuse me, it's 14.1 seconds now, not 14.
Is that in integers or
rounded
pi or
rounded
what?
to pi? Can't do that, can you?
I'm just blown away with Rick trying to do this new math.
I mean, it's
all,
Common Core.
All the
isn't
common,
it?
all the Common Core, man.
Is that the one where they put the letters with the numbers?
I'm still thinking of that pizza pie in there,
Pie.
The pizza pie.
That's not 3.14, is it?
14.1 seconds to go.
All right,
21-7. Urbana Blue Knights over to West Liberty Hilltoppers. The
Blair
field
to
goal
attempt a field goal here. It's going to be about a 30-yarder.
Up and coming.
Again, Perk the hold. There's the snap, and it is good.
Yes. And it was drilled. And
So with 9.8 seconds to go in your half, your score is now Blue Knights 21, Hilltoppers 10.
well, as I said, that was the best situation scoring-wise we could have hoped for. The defense stiffened up. They didn't allow them in the end zone again. So,
Yeah, that's right. Give the Blue Knight defense some credit there because it looked like momentum was starting to shift there to the Hilltoppers, and
for sure.
the Blue Knights just snuffed it back out. So
what do we anticipate here? A squib kick?
I imagine we'll get the same thing we got last time, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, low driving
Yep.
kick, and they don't want number 9 to get his hands on the ball.
Yeah, probably anywhere on the other side of the field from Khalik Mohammed.
Yes, because if Khalik gets it, we have seen that he is a very dangerous individual. Here,
And he is back deep.
yes. So here we go.
Muhammad and David Hickey back deep.
David Hickey's.
Kristen Morris will kick off.
So as we approach halftime here, it's really cooled off quite a bit. It's getting nice out here finally. So if we get any hotter, I would probably lose another 20 pounds.
And Bill, you don't have to lose.
I was going to say, that wouldn't be a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the kickoff along the ground on the squib. And
It's
it's going to
gonna
go
be
to
Hickey.
Hickey. And Hickey lost the
Oh!
handle. Ooh, boy, that
Hickey is hit immediately after
a little
fielding the
contact to the
kickoff.
head as number 99 tries to rip his lid off.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 99 Jack Davis got down the field in a hurry, and
Sure did.
whew, that
And
could have
I
been ugly.
And I would suspect we're going to see us knee the ball here.
Yeah, the old victory formation
Yes.
probably out of the Blue Knights.
Yep. Stockett gets the Blue Knights up on the ball in a double tight victory formation. And there's the snap, the knee, and that will be it for the first half. An exciting first half, guys. Everything we could have asked for from a Blue Knights perspective.
Yeah, very, very exciting first half for sure.
Well-played game. A few penalties in the beginning, but that kind of subsided, and after both teams settled, it was a good half of football. So hopefully we'll get some stats here. We can run down the statistics here for the Blue Knights and the Hilltoppers. And as everybody heads for the concession stand, I often wondered, guys, with these press boxes, if they were designed by guys who spent their life in submarines. When you see ladders like that,
I think they were designed by people that had never been in a press box. That's kind of my thought.
Probably right. I figured they were military guys. Somebody had been in the Navy for a while.
Well, you remember that one we went to in Middletown, home of AK Steel.
Well,
It actually was a submarine,
Yeah,
I think,
that
at one
was
time. Yeah.
I think that might have been the case.
Or it was
Yeah.
a bulkhead out of a destroyer. or
Either way,
something.
that's right. It was solid steel press box.
It was.
Had the rivets in it and everything.
Yeah, so telephone reception was nil.
I mean, it could have been
Yeah,
a
that's right.
prison cell at one time.
Well, could have been. So Chuck Hale, as a former classmate.
Former teammate.
You want to get him on?
Yeah.
You want to get him on?
Sure, yeah, we'll get
All right,
him on.
Let's give him a headset here.
All right, we'll get him on air. So we're going to be joined now by one of the staff here at Urbana University. Faculty, excuse me. Professor Ryan Enlow, and of course, little background. Ryan and I were both battling beavers many years ago.
We sure were.
Ryan, tell us a little bit about Urbana. For our listeners that aren't familiar with this beautiful university and what's going on here.
Oh, well, we've had a major upgrade in pretty much everything. Our athletic programs, 3 new athletic programs, a lot of enrollment that goes with that.
What else is new? What are the new programs, Ryan?
We got acro tumbling, a wrestling program, which we should have always had around here. This is
Around here, that's
especially
that
with
part
Jim
of the state.
Jordan right down the road.
Right.
We have, and the third one's a men's volleyball team.
Great.
And I've
Great.
been lobbying for a track team. That'll bring a whole bunch of people. But
All right, yeah. So, full disclosure, Ryan was a track athlete back in the day. So,
better track than football. Way
hey,
better.
you said it, not me. You said it, not me. So,
I always remember Charles, Chuck, you go by Chuck on the
yeah.
Chuck and I.
On the radio, I do.
my favorite thing was we followed our coach around. Our coach liked this, and he would kind of use us as assistants when we were younger. And we literally would sit there and carry his cord, and you carry his clipboard, and then they just sit there and cuss, and we got to learn all kinds of interesting new swear words.
Yeah, lucky that didn't last very long. So, Ryan, I know that the university recently had a merger with Franklin University, right? Can you talk a little bit about that? I know it's been a few years removed now.
It's been 3 years. I was a department chair in the meantime when we became branch campus status, which is kind of an unusual thing, meaning that usually nonprofits don't merge with other nonprofits.
Right.
But Franklin saw a lot of promise, and we were in some pretty dire financial straits about 3.5 years ago, and we've come a long, long way.
That's great. Of course, we see this football facility is practically brand new now, and like you said, all kinds of new athletic programs coming in, and what are some changes that are planned now for the future for Urbana?
We've got a academic kind of overhaul as well. We just hired 10 new professors. I was heavily involved with that. Got the history professor we wanted, got the communications professor we wanted. So we're rebuilding the programs that were kind of taught out. That's the term we use in academia. But that's not necessarily a good thing at any university when you have to teach out programs. But now we're on the way back up.
Great. So Ryan, I know you're not an admissions officer or anything like that.
I can go get the dean of admissions.
Well, I'll tell you, all I want you to do is give us a sales pitch for someone that's listening that may not be familiar. What are some things that drive young people to come to Urbana University? Mostly
athletics.
Okay.
Traditionally athletics. However, we have some pretty strong academic programs as well. And a lot of times when they come here to play the sports, they'll become involved in the academic side of it, and we've made some successful people. My political science program, I just had a student last year who was kind of the last official political science major before we went to a liberal arts political science major. And he did 2 internships, one here in Ohio and then another one in Washington with Jim Gordon.
Okay.
So, and I had another student that's now a local attorney, prominent.
Great.
So that's the type of things. He was a baseball player. And
so came here for an opportunity to keep playing sports, but then
the other one,
turn that into a career.
The one who's now my political shark, he came here for shooting sports.
Oh, okay.
We have a shooting team, which is a club sport, but still, students will come and they still get scholarships.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Bowling. We've got all kinds of different athletic programs.
That's great. So again, if I know football is relatively new here at Urbana, but
it's been here since '85.
Right, so. Right. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, relatively new as far as the college football universe.
Football drives enrollment.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
And it's 100 guys every year,
Right.
And plus red shirts.
Right. All right, great. So, again, for those just joining us, we're here at Urbana University, the opening night here. And, again, Urbana hosting West Liberty, their opponent in last year's opening game. And, again, Urbana really taking it to the Hilltoppers tonight. Jumped all over him in the first half, Ryan.
Eddie Sodet, I can never say his last name. Number 5, Eddie. He was a student of mine a couple of years ago. And, he's slimmed down. He's throwing the ball beautifully.
Yeah, he really is.
You should have seen that spiral. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes.
Right.
It looked wonderful. So I'm pretty proud of him. He's going to hear about it tomorrow. And actually, Khalik Muhammad, who just ran back that punt for 80-plus yards, is in my orientation course.
Oh, really?
I'm teaching a freshman course for the first time.
Great. Yeah, so Khalik, obviously a very great athlete. And, again, Ryan, about what would you estimate as the enrollment at Urbana?
Altogether, with outside programs, we actually have some distance learning programs. Mm-hmm. We actually have a program for a healthcare MBA in Antigua.
Wow.
That's a fun one to get to go to the conferences at.
Yeah.
But about 1,500 in all, but on campus, 550.
Yeah, so, and I thought it was interesting to, talk about these players and, having a personal relationship with them. A lot of universities, kids don't get that chance, especially bigger schools.
And that's the real draw for Urbana. I mean, I had a colleague who taught sociology here for 36 years. He also had gone here as an undergraduate. And he used to say, hey, Ryan, you know what the best thing about Urbana University is? And I'd say, I don't know what. He goes, it's small and everybody knows each other. Hey, Ryan, what's the worst thing about Urbana University?
It's small and everybody knows each other.
But you get that one-on-one attention. I mean, there's no, you can't slip in late to my class. I notice.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Top size of a class is about 25 students.
Really?
The largest class I've ever taught here in 11 years, it was about 50.
Wow.
And that was a very, very general ed type of class.
Sure.
But I mean, average class size 15
Yeah, compared
to 20.
to what at Eastern Kentucky, in your undergrad, you probably had classes of what, 200, 300?
Not in political science.
But
yeah.
in your beginning classes, your freshman classes.
Sure. I had a chemistry class that big for sure.
Yeah, I know at Wright State I had a class that was 500 people.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean,
hard to learn much in that kind of environment.
Even in a graduate class at Wright State, I mean, I've done some post-grad work there. It was 40 people.
Right. So yeah, definitely that small-time feel, and that's
and they don't even have a football team.
Yeah, that's right. So
I'm just teasing.
No, you're exactly right. So these young men get an opportunity to do that, and
they're still undefeated.
And keep going. Yeah, that's right. Never lost a game.
Since 1967, right?
That's right. That's right. I have several shirts that say that exact fact. So, all right. Well, again, we're gonna wrap it up here with Professor Ryan Enlow. Again,
still have that title.
That's right. A great guest and a great friend of mine, and we really appreciate him joining us today.
Hey,
so
don't be a stranger there, sir.
All right, Ryan.
You got my. Here, let me write my number down.
Yep. All right. So coming up next, we're going to be joined by one of the Cincinnati Chiefs, AD Antonio Davis. Again, Antonio, we're going to be seeing in the PAFL Super Bowl here in just a few short days. All right, so I'm going to hand it over to Bill, and I'm going to let Bill interview AD. And again, we're looking forward to seeing AD here in just the 8th. Okay, so Bill.
I'm ready.
All right, so Bill, go. AD, you guys, I'll hand it off.
And it is our great pleasure here on Campus Nation to interview the quarterback of the Cincinnati Chiefs, Antonio A.D. Davis. Antonio, welcome. We didn't expect to see you here tonight. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I guess you guys are following me, man. That's what it feels like. Like I got my own camera crew. I definitely am following you guys. But my son played. My son is a backup quarterback here at Urbana. So
why don't you talk a little bit about your son's career in high school and how he decided on Urbana?
Okay, well, he went to Summit Country Day down in Cincinnati, and he was a starting quarterback for a couple years there. And after his play, he had a chance to go to Howard in Washington, D.C., but I guess Mom thought that was a little too far for her liking, so we chose Urbana. So he came up. He's a redshirt freshman now. He redshirted last year, but was still dressed for every game.
Very good.
And then this year he's the backup. He's number 2 as of right now.
Okay.
Number 16, redshirt freshman. Just getting his ears wet, but
a proud papa.
Proud pops. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go. Very proud. And he has a 3.2 also. So, 3.2 grade point average his first year. So, I'd take that any day. I'll take that over the football. So,
what's his major? What's he going to do with this?
Right now he's going into business, marketing, and management.
Okay.
So, he's looking to run somebody's company,
Maybe he wants to run a football league.
Hopefully.
So, Antonio, it's been a great season for Cincinnati Chiefs. If people don't know about the Chiefs, you guys play in the Premier Amateur Football League, and you guys will be in the Super Bowl.
The Tier 2
Super Bowl.
September the 8th.
Right, and
down
it's going to
Taft.
be
at Western Hills High School.
Hills, right?
7:30.
And you are playing, is it Strabon?
Strabon Spartans. They call themselves 300, and they are from the Pennsylvania area.
Okay, that's somebody told me Pittsburgh. And actually, Rick had a call from some radio station in Youngstown who wanted to know if they could get our feed because they wanted to play it over there in Youngstown.
Oh, okay.
So they're apparently close enough that they could get it out of Youngstown.
Right, okay.
So we haven't had the opportunity to do the last couple games. how are you guys health-wise? How's things look going into next week?
Well, we've had it'll be 3 weeks off come game time. We would have been off for 3 weeks.
Right.
You guys missed 2 barn burners, man.
I heard that.
You guys missed 2 barn burners. We had
That's what I heard.
We had a close one up with the War Eagles. That was a close, tough game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we traveled to Michigan and played an overtime shootout, 50-42. And I actually ran a couple touchdowns that game.
We missed it. And we don't have it on
film. No film. I ran 2 touchdowns. Ran 2 touchdowns in. I had about 89 yards. I ran like 11 straight times, and they didn't stop the play, so we just kept running it. So
very good.
Now we find ourselves in a championship game against a tough 300. They call themselves 300 because they're the Spartans. So
right.
Tough team.
What do you know about them? I mean, have you seen film on them? I mean, what could you tell us about them?
Just a couple of
Clips.
YouTube clips and things like that. But I'm one. I really don't like to look at film because it sometimes gives you just for semi-pro. All other levels you should look at film and all that. But it kind of gives me a false sense of what I'm coming up to to face, because a lot of times they change up against us. They change up a lot of what they do just because of how we play. So
or they even change personnel, right?
Right. So I don't want to get a false sense. I'll just see what they're doing. It'll be just like a fight, a boxing match. You go in and you fill them out the first couple rounds, and then you go ahead and start slugging after that. So I'll fill them out, and then we'll go from there. They're trying to get me to stay on my streak. I had 3 touchdown passes in our first playoff game. I had 4 touchdown passes in the next game. I had 5 touchdown passes in the conference championship. So
the pressure's on you, right?
The pressure is on. They keep telling me they want me to one up my last game, and I keep telling them all I want is the W. We can win 2-0. I can have 5 interceptions, and we get a safety, and we win. Guess what? We won the game. We the champions. So
you just want the ring.
I just want the ring, but
okay.
I don't think it'll be 2-0. I think I think I'm gonna get a little bit more than that. So we're just looking forward to a good game, and also looking forward to being back at our house and being back on our
turf,
Campus Nation. We back on Campus Nation, baby. So that makes us feel very important, and we turn up game time when the nation is there. So
we're looking forward to it, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks for coming up.
I'll let you get back to the real business at hand right now.
Okay. Antonio Davis, quarterback of the Cincinnati Chiefs, headed to the Tier 2 Super Bowl. Thanks, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
So, Antonio, and so we're going to run down some stats. We got about 5 minutes to go here. And so looking at the stats in the first half, we've got, for West Liberty, Charles Westbrook had 15 carries for 67 yards for a net of 63 yards gained and had no touchdowns. Zach Phillips, the quarterback, had 10 carries for 76 yards for a net of 63, and he had the only touchdown for the Hilltoppers at this point. Passing-wise, Zach Phillips was 14 of 22 with 2 interceptions, 141 yards, and he was sacked 2 times. Receiving for West Liberty, Ridge Durbin, 7 catches for 45 yards. Shane Phillips, 4 catches for 36 yards. Charles Westbrook, 2 catches for 21 yards. And Isaiah Robinson, 1 for 39. Punting-wise, for the Hilltoppers, the punter, Christian Morris, had 2 punts for 91 yards for a 45.5-yard average. Osmond Cargbo had 3 kickoff returns for 74 yards, and Quasmazius Mosby had 1 kickoff return for 23 yards. On defense, Brandon Gaither, 4 tackles. Clifford Clark had 3 tackles. Zaire Hicks, 2 tackles. And Trevor Hoosier, 2 tackles. For your Urbana Blue Knights, David Hickey, 3 carries for 28 yards. We had Isaiah Young with 8 carries for 28 yards. We had Shamir Hooks, 1 carry for -4 yards. In the passing department, Eddie Stockett for the Blue Knights was 5 of 11 for 166 yards. He had 1 interception, 2 touchdown passes, and a long of 85 yards, which of course went to Khalik Muhammad. Receiving wise for the Blue Knights, Shamir Hooks, 2 catches for 20 yards. Khalik Muhammad, 1 catch, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Jesse Bray, 1 catch, 47 yards, and a touchdown. And Dylan Snyder, 1 catch for 14 yards. Punting-wise, Brandon Perk, 1 kick for 16 yards. In the kick return department, punt returns, Khalik Muhammad, 1 for 83 yards. Of course, that one for a touchdown. Shamir Hooks, 1 for -5 yards. And a kickoff return went to Dylan Snyder, 1 for 6 yards. On defense, DeRay Hall with 7 total tackles. Tobias Haley with 6 total tackles. Boston Sanders, 4 tackles. And Michael Tolliver with 4. The scoring went this way in the first half. With 3 minutes to go in the first period, Urbana's Khalik Muhammad, an 85-yard pass from Eddie Stockett. Eric Ware's kick was good, and the Blue Knights were up 7-0. In the second period, at 9:57, Urbana's Khalik Muhammad, an 83-yard punt return. Eric Ware's kick was good, and that made it 14-0 in favor of the Blue Knights. At 5:19 of the second period, Jesse Bray caught a 47-yard pass from Eddie Stockett. Eric Ware's kick was good, and that gave Urbana a 21-0 lead. With 1:30 to go, Zach Phillips of West Liberty had a 2-yard run. Owen Rozak had the kick, and it made it 21-7. And then with 10 seconds to go, West Liberty's Owen Rozak adds a 31-yard field goal to make it 21-10 in favor of the Urbana Blue Knights. And we are about 1 minute away from the kickoff for the second half. And so we had a nice ball game in the first half, and we will see if the Blue Knights can reproduce this first half effort, which would produce a victory and an opener here, and only the second one against West Liberty in the history of the series. So we get ready here, and Rick, any thoughts here about this season opening broadcast from Urbana?
Well, I don't want to pat ourselves too much on the back, but I think it's been a great broadcast. We've had a great product to be able to present to our audience. And, of course, we look forward to a great relationship with our friends right here at Urbana University, because
we'll be back 4 more times.
That's right, and in the future we'd like to expand it to other sports. In fact, we still may do some winter as well as some spring sports here in the coming weeks and months. So once again, I think it's been a success, and we hope that we'll have as much success in the second half as far as the Blue Knights. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college and professional sports. As you heard from AD, our professional quarterback, and also
our thanks to AD for taking a little time out.
That's right.
A proud papa here.
WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
And, of course, we've got Khalik Muhammad back deep with David Hickey as they get ready to receive the second half kickoff. And it would be nice to see the Knights put together a drive right away, Chuck, to get down there and reestablish the dominance that they had in the first half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, the Hilltoppers.
And that goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Wary to kick the ball deep, and they end up kicking it right out of bounds.
And didn't touch it, so.
So they are going to call it, that would be a legal procedure. And that ball, I believe, comes out to the 35-yard line. And I think they have multiple choices on that, Chuck. They can have a re-kick, or they can take it on the 35-yard line.
Or see all the above.
See all of the above.
Yeah.
And, of course, you wonder if you wouldn't want to give Khalik Muhammad a chance
they're not going to kick it to him.
But they're not going to kick it to him.
That's right. So, yeah, might as well take it at the 35.
So it's about as good of a return as you're going to get.
That's right. So 1st and 10.
And so we've got a 2-by-1 set with Young offset to the right, And it's a play action fake. Oh!
And he was wide open,
And
Bill.
yes, and DJ Dozier just loses his feet there, or JT Dozier loses his feet, and would have been running right now had he
Might
caught
still
that.
be running, that's
he
right.
might still be running right now. So that was a pickup of 7 yards, makes it 2nd and 3. And, you know, Urbana right now, if they can keep the ball moving, there's no sense in being in a big hurry.
No, it's exactly right. You know, they're in the driver's seat, they're in control, and you know, again, the clock and everything else is on their side right now. So,
Right.
you know, unless West Liberty shakes things up, you're exactly right.
So 2-by-2 set. We've got Eddie Stockett in the pistol. He moves Isaiah Young off to his left. He takes a drop, quick drop, looks, gets the ball out to the sideline.
Eddie Stockett, pass is complete on the right sideline.
And
Result of the play is a first down.
that is number, can't get the number on that. Is that 8? I believe that's number 8 for Urbana. And that is Khalil Mohammed. Khalil Mohammed with a catch. And that is a first down. And the Blue Knights are out to the 47-yard line, their own 47-yard line, with 2 receivers to each side. Young steps off to the left of Stockett. Stockett runs a little bit of option, pitches it to Young. Young is over to 50, almost up to the 45-yard line of West Liberty.
Boy, and I'll tell you, the Blue Knights had the perfect call on, Bill. The West Liberty had a stun on inside, and they stunned it right out of the end of the line.
Had nobody out there to protect against it. And
that's
penalty.
unfortunate.
And an unfortunate penalty on that, because that was a nice pickup, which would have gave the Blue Knights a nice situation there, 2nd and short, but they're going to be looking at looks like right now about 18 yards, 16 yards. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 16.
Second down or first down and 27.
It doesn't look like. Oh, I
20.
guess it is.
It is.
No.
It
There's-
isn't. It isn't 27.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Stockett with Young to his right. 2-by-2 set. Stockett drops. He looks. Gets the ball out quickly to the sideline. That's number 12, Shamar Hooks.
Yeah, forced out of bounds by number 4, Zahir Hicks there by
And
the Hilltop.
so Hooks picks up a good 6 or 7 yards there.
So that should be a 2nd and 12.
Hicks
it
and
looks
Hooks
like.
there.
2nd and 12, right?
Yep.
There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah, the
Now
tw-
we got it straight.
Yeah, the 27 was throwing me there for a minute.
I was at Common Core math again.
Yes, it was. So 2-by-2 set. We've got Stockett in the gun. He moves Hickey off to his, looks like it's off to his right. Stockett gets it, play action to Hickey, and the play action has been given. That's JT Dozier, the sophomore wide receiver.
JT Dozier.
And this is the way you're going to get that yardage back, Chuck. This is a really well-conceived drive.
Yeah, they're just chipping away at it, aren't they?
6-7 yards at a pop, and now you've got about a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, which is a makeable situation. So 2 receivers to each side again. Now, it looks like they're discussing whether they don't want to run it there. Yep, they're going to go by a 2-by-2. Stockett in the gun with Hickey off to his right. Stockett takes the drop. He rolls to his right. He looks. He gets the ball over the middle to number 8. And that is, again, Khalil Trotman. Oh, no. Yeah, Khalil Trotman.
I'll tell you, nice job there by Zahir Hicks to come up from the secondary and or from his linebacker spot, excuse me. And the West Liberty Urbana's going to go for it here on 4th down.
Interestingly, Chuck. Oh, and there's the play, and Hicks gets it. I think he reaches
he's
out.
Short. I think he's short, Coach.
Wow.
And he is. So,
Now,
you know, just like we talked about, Urbana had to be careful not to give West Liberty a chance to get back in this.
boy, those are one of the ones you like to get the replay on, because I think where he reached out with the ball, forward progress should have been a first down.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looking at the spot, Bill, from both side judges, it looked like it was short.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you going to measure?
No reason to measure.
Here's the interesting thing, Chuck, is on that young man, Khalil Trotman.
Oh, we got an injury timeout.
The quarter, he's listed as a quarterback, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He is from Burlington, New Jersey, and played for Nassau Community College, who plays is one of the opponents of Hocking Junior College right here in Ohio. And so we very well might have seen him at some point.
That's right. So we've got a Hilltopper down,
And
One
so,
more announcement here on the 50-50 ticket.
so
I
now
don't want to speculate on the
with
number.
with 11:46 to go, 21 to 10, third period. That was
There's a pot of
one
money
of those
waiting
type
for
of
you
things
up
that
in
you
the
would have
press
seen
box.
Urban Meyer do, Chuck. And, Urban likes to do those fourth downs in the middle of the field. And
Well, you're not going to see Urban do that for a while, Bill.
not for at least
Not
three
at least
more
three
weeks.
games, huh?
That's right.
So, but of course, he believes that it builds character and that you put those teams in, you put your teams in situations like that. You're going to need that as a crucial play at some point in the season, and sometimes.
Yeah, but I think Bill, a lot of those things sound good when you make it, but
Yeah,
when you don't make it, then it's a different story.
And of course, Ohio State makes it quite often, but
Yeah, that's right.
but it's worth getting that attitude, and hopefully that transcends and becomes something that they
So
builds confidence.
1st and 10 Hilltoppers now. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 receiver to the top. H-back is just off the line of scrimmage to the left side. Running back is offset to Phillips' left. There's the snap.
And there's Hall. Hall's coming
There's
down.
the give. And
Oh,
a fake there. Phillips keeps it.
and
Phillips option around the left side. And Phillips with a nice, close to a 20-yard gain. And there's going to be a late
and
hit.
there's going to be a late hit. DeRay
So
Hall
tack on
came way
another
too
15.
deep. He got sucked in on the fake.
Yes, he did.
And then Phillips kept it and ran it up the left sideline for a significant 16, 17-yard pickup. Now you're going to pop another 15 yards on top of it.
Personal foul, number 18, the defense.
And that would, and the foul for Urbana is on Chris Richardson, the safety.
Yeah, just a frustration penalty, Bill, I'd say more than anything.
And you just can't let this happen. You're ahead by 11, and you don't want to lose control of
That's
it.
right. So same formation now for the Hilltoppers. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 in the H-back to the top, back offset to the left. Phillips fakes the handoff, throws to his left side.
And Michael, and
I
I was going to say,
believe, he went down to a knee to catch it. So
it's going to be
it's
no
going to be
gain.
for no gain. Yeah. So again,
And
caught by Isaiah Robinson, but again, caught for no gain.
And Michael Tolliver was bearing down on Phillips right there.
Yes, he
and
was.
Phillips had to get that ball out of there. So 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line.
So this time, 3 receivers to the bottom of the field. 1 solo receiver to the top is Robinson. Back offset to the right of Phillips. Phillips throws out
And
to
the
the
bubble
flat.
screen to Durbin.
Yep. Durbin breaks 1 tackle, gets up the field, all the way down to about the 18-yard line.
So Durbin does his job and picks up about 7 or 8 of those.
Yeah, that's going to make it 3rd, and we'll call it 3.
On the tackle for the Blue Knights. It'll be 3rd and 4. Ball at the Urbana 18-yard line.
And so
again, 2 receivers to the top, single receiver in the H-back to the bottom. Westbrook to Phillips's right. Phillips gets the snap. Fakes to Westbrook. Phillips up the middle.
And Phillips does not quite get to the 15. It looks like it'd be a little short.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 1, I think, Bill.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
Result of the play is short of the first down.
And I think you could see a Balco formation or something here where they may just get under. Now they're not going to go under center, but
yeah,
they're going to give it to. Oh no! And I think.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think the flag is on West Liberty, and it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that was number 93. The big defensive tackle, Seth Douglas, just popped through there.
West Liberty trying to go quick there, and I think they actually hurt themselves by doing that. And Urbana not fooled. They were ready.
And Douglas is a redshirt freshman, Chuck, and he just.
Yeah, no, that's
good call, Chuck. Good eyes.
But what it's going to be, Bill, that call is going to occur before the play, so that's no play. So now it's 4th and 6.
Yeah.
So, Urbana gets the worst end of that deal right there.
Right.
So we got to change it from the hammer to eagle eyes.
Yes, to eagle eyes. The eagle-eyed hammer.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's a scary combination right there. So
got a field goal attempt.
So
right?
so West Liberty's going to bring on the field goal kicker here. Ware trots on the field. He's going to kick about a 38-yarder here.
Yep. There's the kick, and it looks to be good.
And Ware splits the uprights.
And so
that pushes it now with 9:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. Your score, Urbana Blue Knights 21, West Liberty Hilltoppers 13.
Christian Morris, the leading scorer last year, continues his his march there as he.
Well, he's got 7 of their 13 points, so he's the leading scorer this year, too.
Yes, he is. And Morris has a good leg. And so Urbana needs to regroup here. They had a good offensive set. Had a penalty that really stymied that drive, Chuck. And they got to just get that momentum back. Coach Haynes, I'm sure, is out there saying, hey, let's get this back. We're ahead, and we need to act like we're ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, again, the kickoffs have been an adventure tonight. We'll see what West Liberty decides to do. If Ware puts it deep or tries to intentionally stay away from Muhammad.
They got Muhammad deep. And I think what you do there is maybe you play some games with your positioning of Muhammad to try to not give up where he's going to be until the last second.
Yeah, that's right. Or put him in the middle and let him go to either side.
Right. Be the cat and mouse game here to see where he's going to line up. So you got Hickey and Muhammad going deep.
Yeah, but they are actually flipped from the last time, Bill.
Yes.
Muhammad was on the far side. Now he's on the near side. So.
And it would be nice to get the ball into Muhammad's hands again because he has an 83-yard punt return as well as an 85-yard pass reception. So he's been explosive tonight.
Yes, he has. So another low squib kick here. Goes to one of the up men.
And gets it up to about the 37-yard line for the Blue Knights.
That's where they'll take over, 1st and 10.
So here we go. Eddie Stockett is going to lead the offense out there and hopefully get the Blue Knights charged up again. They had the fire there and kind of left them with the field goal by West Liberty at the end of the half. And looked like they got it going again in the second half, Chuck. But
they're letting the Hilltoppers back in this one.
They sure are. 21-13, 9:29 to go in the third period. Your Urbana Blue Knights with an 8-point lead. So we've got a two to the left, one to the right. Receiver
we've got
set.
A flag already, Bill. That's going to be a delay on the Blue Knights.
And they were just too slow getting out on the field.
That's what that means.
And just got to get a little more urgency here. So 1st and 15. We've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. We have split backs on either side of Stockett. And looks like they're going to try, they'll play action fake. Stockett could go down. You know what, Rick or Chuck? He's got to protect that ball.
No, you're exactly right, Bill. I'll tell you, it looked almost like he was reaching out there at the end. But
yeah.
That's a dangerous situation.
Yeah, it is. So that's going to make it 2nd and 16. The Blue Knights are at their own 31-yard line, and they need to get a little continuity. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And Hickey to the right of Stockett. Stockett gets ready for the snap. He takes it. He drops. 4-man rush by West Liberty. Stockett rolls to his right. And it looks like that was just 14. JT Dozier on a short game.
Just gets swarmed there by the West Liberty defense.
Yeah. So 3rd and half a mile here for the Blue Knights. It's about 3rd and 16.
Actually, Bill, I think that's only
3rd
about
and 18.
It's only about 4/10 of a mile. Not quite a half.
We're gonna roll the micrometer out again here.
That's right.
So we haven't had it for a couple weeks, Chuck.
I don't know. Rick hasn't brought it.
I left it at home.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The running back is offset to the right of Stockett. Stockett looks downfield. He takes off. He's going to run it. And he gets at least something back as he gets the ball back up to the 35-yard line, but he's about 13 yards short of the
that's right. That's going to bring up a punting situation here.
Yep.
It'll be 4th and 13 for the Blue Knights.
So Brandon Perk is in to punt. The last effort by Brandon was only a 16-yarder. Hopefully we will get a little bit better effort this time.
And I believe that may be Brandon Gaither, or
is it Carpo?
It might be, it might be Carpo instead.
There you go. Perk drives it down to about the 25-yard line, and Carpo. Oh, we've got a flag on the field. Carpo gets it back up to the 35-yard line, but I think we're going to get the obligatory block in the back. As we talked about, they might as well just put these on.
Almost obligatory. You're right.
Yes.
So again, that is Osmond Carbo.
That word's too big for me. I'm going to just. They didn't teach us that at Wright State.
Oh my goodness.
Rick, I went to Wright State.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. How'd you learn that word?
I learned that at Beaver Creek.
You guys both went to Beaver Creek.
You
both went to Beaver Creek too.
Yeah, are you following me?
What's going on with you?
Yes, I am following you from way behind. Way behind, Rick. Many years behind.
Many years behind.
All right, so that's going to back the ball up here to about the 35-yard line. Hilltoppers are going to take over 1st and 10, and they've got a 2-by-1 formation. The H-back split off to the left, and the back to Phillips' left. Phillips gets the snap, pressured.
Nice pressure.
He's able
by
to
the
dump
Blue
it
Knights.
off. And that's complete to Carbo, but Carbo is able to pick up, well, we'll call it 7 yards.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 3 now for the Hilltoppers.
A lot of pressure on Phillips and a little
looks like 6 maybe.
Yeah,
post.
Give him credit for standing in there in the pocket. So.
Yeah, a little post activity between the offensive and defensive linemen.
Yeah.
So
two by one again.
Eagle eye hammer. And
so this time Carbo with a handoff over the left side, and
that's going to be a hold on number 84.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's in that magical holding zone again, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it was an edge block, which number 84 got a little too zealous on.
Overzealous?
Overzealous.
Oh, no, a clip or a chop block below the waist. So
I think
a big one there.
And they could have won either way on that because Isaiah Robertson was holding out on the edge. So
a big penalty now against the Hilltoppers is going to back them way up now, and it's going to make it.
Seems like we've seen this movie
it's going
before.
To be, second in Springfield, I believe, from this point.
Second and 17.
Or 17 yards, one or the other. So,
6.
All right, so Hilltoppers have a 2-by-1 formation, and the H-back is lined up to the left side. Phillips has the back offset to his left. Phillips eyes the defense.
A little cover 2
makes some adjustments.
There.
Looks for the snap. Phillips with the drop back.
Cover 4. Phillips
way down the middle of the field, intended looking for 84.
Broken up.
I'll tell you, Isaiah Robinson with close to another big play down the field,
and that was nicely broken up by Sherman Watson.
It really was, and I'll tell you, Phillips really put it where Robinson could go get it, but give the Urbana defense credit on that one. You're right, Bill.
And that was you had not only that, you had Tobias Haley playing center field on that.
Same formation. Phillips this time under pressure, rolls to his left.
And he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's just going to throw it out of bounds. We've got another flag, though, Bill.
Now, this most likely could be defensive holding is what I'm
afraid of. It could be because, there was no receiver in the area, but why not? He couldn't get there is probably the answer.
Yeah.
Oh. No flag. They picked it up.
Okay.
Well, you know what it was? One guy thought it was intentional grounding, but the quarterback was out of the pocket.
So.
Okay. All right, so
4th and 18.
4th in the Champaign County line right here.
Yeah. Is it still in Ohio here, Chuck?
Champaign County is in Ohio.
Well, there is a Champaign, Illinois.
That's right.
I said county.
There is a Springfield, Illinois.
There's a Springfield in about 40 states, I think, Rick.
Springfield, Missouri.
All right.
Is it Springfield on The Simpsons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's true.
All right, so we've got a timeout now, and
so Urbana up.
Yeah, Urbana
21-13 with 6:10 to go in the third period. A nice defensive set for the Blue Knights, and they are about to get the ball back. And Chuck, they really need to get something offensively up there.
And they really do. I'll tell you, this has been a totally different second half than the first. In the first half, we really saw Urbana really take control and run away with it in the second quarter, but I think it's been a very even half.
I think they just need to get back, and that opening drive of this half is they were hitting the 5, 6, 7 yard outs and little hitches until they got the penalty, and they need to get back to doing that. Because
no, you're right. We talked in the first half, it kind of looked like Urbana had West Liberty's number as far as play calling, but again, you're right. It's kind of evened out here.
Yep.
So West Liberty's going to be in a tight punt formation.
And Khalik Mohammed. And in this situation, it's going to be difficult to kick away because
I think Urbana's coming after this one,
Yeah.
Bill. You look.
Well, the thing is, if you kick away from him, you're in danger of kicking it out of bounds. So you really got to kick it
They
to
do
him.
bring some pressure. So
And Mohammed about the 36-yard line. He starts off to his left.
Yeah,
And there he
but-
goes. He's up to the 50.
it's not going to matter, Rick. We got a block in the back here, Bill.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Mohammed's an explosive player, Chuck, and he
yeah, and I'll tell you, but boy, look at 11 for Urbana walking off the field. You can tell he knows right away. That,
yeah.
Of course, that's Tobias Haley Jr. and Tobias knows he made one of those unforgivable sins on a punt.
Yeah, Tobias he's had a pretty good game. It's unfortunate because he's been involved in a lot of big plays on the defense. So that scrubs a nice 20-yard return, and the Blue Knights will be starting on their own 30-yard line with 5:55 to go in the third period.
The Grand High School football team will play here tomorrow night against Southeastern at 7 p.m.
Eddie Stockett
The Blue Knights
lines
have
up
possession
in the
at their own
pistol.
30-yard
Three
line
receivers
for
to the
first
right,
down.
one to the left. Stockett moves Young to his right side, gives some signals, brings Snyder in motion into a fullback position, and a nice little quick out, just like we talked about, Chuck.
Yeah, chipping away. So
And that's number 83, Philip
it's
Dozier,
Philip Dozier, yep.
the junior wide receiver.
Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. Ball at the Blue Knight 36-yard line.
So 4 yards to go. Gives you one of those nice downs where you can, it's really a waist down if you want it to be.
Yeah, that's right. Anything's
And they're going
available
to give it
you
to
here.
Young, and Young gets to the right corner in a hurry, up over the 40, out to the 44-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a first down for the Blue Knights.
Yeah, nice burst by Isaiah right there around the edge. You're right, Bill.
Yeah,
Once he saw that light, he took off.
yeah, he saw green over there, Chuck, and he turned it into.
Hey, green means
He went.
go.
He went from first.
Green means go.
He went from first to fourth gear.
That's right.
Okay, so Stockett again in the pistol. We've got a ace formation to the left, one receiver to the right. Stockett brings the H-back in, and a little play action fake, and they get it out again to Dozier, and Dozier's over to 50, up to the 43-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Another nice pickup by the Blue Knights here.
And again, it comes back to that opening drive of the half when they were just hitting outs and comebacks, and they stop themselves with penalties if they can keep this going here.
Yeah, just taking what they're giving them, and they're taking advantage of it. So.
Right.
I want to remind everybody we are live on WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
So we've got three receivers to the right and one to the left, and we've got Chris Kugley. Oh, and Stockett keeps it on a zone option, but
Yeah, I'll tell you, nice job on the play there by number 42
Yeah.
for the Hilltoppers. That's Clay McDonald, a 6'3 sophomore at Wheeling.
I don't
Also another Gannon product, Gannon transfer.
2nd and 11, three receivers out to the right, one to the left. Stockett again will be in the pistol. He has Haynes in the backfield with him, or Hickey, I'm sorry. Hickey's off to his right. Stockett looks it over. There's the snap, takes a short drop, guns it. And again,
Whoa.
that is Philip Dozier.
Just couldn't tap a foot there, Bill. He's out of bounds.
You know, just mentioning to our audience out there, especially if you've tuned in late in the game, our YouTube channel, which we're also broadcasting over, has a DVR ability, so you can actually go back and start to watch the game as far back as 4 hours.
Okay.
So you can actually
So they
go
get the
back.
beginning of the game here.
That's right, and eventually watch the entire game.
That's right. They don't want to miss a second of the razor.
No, that's
or
true.
the hammer.
That's right.
Three to the right,
The razor
one
and
to the
hammer.
left,
Scary.
and Stockett drops. He rolls. He's in trouble and dumps it, and that was a good decision by Eddie Stockett because nothing but bad was happening around him as a bunch of white jerseys were just trying to pull him to the ground. So Brandon Perk comes in.
All right. Looks like it's going
Brandon
to
has
be
had a
Cargbo
little.
deep.
And Brandon's had a little bit of pressure on both punts he's had tonight, so we'll see.
Yeah, he has. And Cargo's shown a little bit of ability to make things happen. So this could be an interesting play here.
Yeah. Say Perk gets it. There's the kick. Oh, nice kick this time. Drives Carpo back inside the 10-yard line. Carpo's got to the middle of the field. He's at the 40, 50, 40, 30. Cuts back, 20, 10, and out of bounds. Oh, no, they're going to wrestle him down right about the 10-yard line.
Bill, I don't want to say I called that, but
you called it. And that that was an 80-yard return. Just inside the 10-yard line, down to the 10-yard line.
And again, another huge momentum swing back in favor of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah.
Will be marked in the 10-yard line, where it'll be first down for West Liberty.
So that's where the Hilltoppers will take over, 1st and 10.
And you know,
from
Chuck,
about their own 9-yard line, it looks like.
When I was coaching, one of our favorite returns was always the middle return.
Yeah.
Because we felt if we could get them into what we called the funnel, there was nobody there, and it was the quickest way to get to the end zone. So nice job by Carpo. He gets it into the tunnel, takes it right up the middle of the field, and 80 yards later, they're down in the red zone again.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 9-yard 2-foot line, it looks like. Pretty close to 10 yards.
The micrometer is out.
That's right.
And so here we go.
Rick, the micrometer Phillips.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
give over the left side.
Nothing.
Yeah, and actually that's the big back. That's big Savion Johnson, 6 foot, 230-pounder. And they brought him in before, but only as a blocker, so he finally gets a carry. But he's not going to pick up much there. So now it's going to be 2nd and goal. You've got 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Your H-back is to the right.
And a great play by Urbana's defense.
Yeah, it really was. So Phillips gets the ball, drops back.
There's pressure again. Oh, and that was...
Phillips forced to the middle of the pocket. He's going to be sacked.
And Michael Tolliver was getting...
That's going to be a loss of about 5, Bill.
Tolliver was able to get there, but I'll tell you what, he was getting held the whole way. And DeRay Hall was coming from the other side. And we talked about that, Chuck. When Hall and Tolliver are coming from opposite sides, you got all sorts of problems.
That's a dangerous combination, no doubt about it. So now 3rd and goal from about their own 12.
L.A. Kelly
We've got 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Back offset to the right. It's going to be a reverse. He's going to throw it, Bill.
Oh, no, he's going to go down.
Whoa.
He's driven back all the way to the 36-yard line, Chuck.
Wow, so the Blue Knights come up huge, Bill.
And Boston Sanders.
A 22-yard loss on 3rd and goal from the 12.
What a bad time to call that play.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, the Blue Knights are all excited. Hopefully they're not going to get called for excessive celebration.
Well, they did just have a sideline warning, Bill, so.
Yeah. Okay. And
all right, so
Michael Tolliver.
It's going to be 4th and goal now from the 35-yard line.
All right. That's a souvenir.
I wanted that.
I don't know.
So sign that kid up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so 2 by 1 here. No, 2 by 2, excuse me.
And 35.
Phillips now adjusting the running back to his right side.
There's
the snap.
Oh.
Phillips under pressure, rolls
Phillips
out.
Gets out to his right. He's rolling. He's looking.
He's going to have to
get
rid of
it. Tolliver's coming.
And that's short.
And he skips it in, and that is turned over
on
downs. Wow. Nice pressure. Michael Tolliver was coming from the right side, and the Blue Knights had hemmed him in on the sideline. He had nowhere to go, and he just had
And I'll tell you, Bill, you can feel the momentum moving again in this stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, to go from an 80-yard return to no points
and that 20
swing,
and that 22-yard loss was just devastating.
That was huge. No doubt about it.
So why do you go for it on 4th down?
That's good. Well, maybe they just felt they were too close to kick it.
First down, Urbana.
I don't know, Chuck.
Too far to kick a field goal and too close to punt it.
Yeah.
So
okay, 2 by 2 set. I'm sorry. We've got 2 to the right. We got fullback in front of
West Liberty showing pressure,
Young,
and they're coming.
And play action fake, and Stockett rolls to his right, and he dumps it over to the sideline, but it's incomplete. I don't know about that play, Chuck. It just didn't have any rhythm to it as from the beginning.
No, you're right. I think somebody was a little off there.
Yeah. But 1:27 to go, Chuck, as time runs out in the third quarter, and another touchdown would make them feel a lot better here.
Yeah, is it just me or is this quarter flown by?
It's been a fast
Wow.
quarter. In college football, usually doesn't move that fast. Three
Yeah,
receivers to
we've
the
had
right,
an
one to the
exciting
left.
quarter.
Young to the right of Stockett. Stockett gives it to Young. Young is bouncing around trying to find something, and very little there as he gets maybe to the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage.
we've got another Hilltopper without a lid, though, so he's going to have to come out for a play.
So we're going to have 3rd and 10 at the 36-yard line of the Blue Knights. 1:05 to go, third quarter, and you got to draw up one of those 10-yard plays here, Rick.
Yeah, that's right. Cliff Clark and the defense will be looking
Rick
for
Chuck.
a big stop here. Yeah, whatever.
Rock. Chick.
I guess.
Hey, don't worry about it, Steve. It's fine.
Did we bring Steve with us?
Charlie,
We
whatever.
know, Dan. We know.
It's okay,
3 to
Captain.
the right and 1 to the left. Bubble screen,
Oh,
and he's got him up in the chute, but not enough there. As
yeah, just too
Shamar
many white
Hooks,
jerseys.
Hooks picks up about 3 yards.
Too many white jerseys in the vicinity.
I guess that's like running a draw screen there, hoping that you're going to catch him in soft coverage and you get
Yeah,
a tunnel.
exactly. You know, it's a
So we're not going to get this off,
And it's
are
a
we?
safe play.
say low risk, high reward type of play, and
So it looks like Urbana's just going to run this out.
Yeah, coaching staff says don't kick it. Just
Right.
wait.
yeah, Urbana should be in no hurry here.
And that's
and they're
going to
not.
be the end of the third quarter with a 21-13 lead for your Urbana Blue Knights. And Chuck, just got to keep things together here.
Well,
now.
you know, I was going to say, you know, it doesn't feel like it's only an 8-point game right now.
Right.
After the way Urbana jumped out way ahead, but Hilltoppers have clawed back in this one, and I'll tell you, this is a dangerous situation for the Blue Knights. They're
Yeah.
only up a touchdown,
Yeah.
so
Well, and you know the old saying is they scored 21, they were up 21-0, and that doesn't mean the Hilltoppers can't come back and score those same 21 points.
yeah, that's right. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this as a coach. I learned to say that. Yeah, hey, if we gave up 21 points in the first half, they can too.
Right.
So
Right. So
not that my team ever did that.
Well, and of course, what your team? Are you talking Wright State?
I never coached at Wright State.
Oh,
So.
I thought
The
you.
Wright State,
I thought you were going to
the
say
Wright
the Wright
State football team.
Never coached there. No. Never played there either.
So about ready to start the fourth quarter here.
All right, so again, 15 minutes to go here in Urbana. Your score, Blue Knights 21, West Liberty Hilltoppers 13.
And last time that Brandon Perk got off a really nice punt, it ended up as an 80-yard punt return.
Yes, it did. I'll tell you, Osmond Cardbow showed how dangerous he can be, and he's back there deep again. You know he's looking to make a play here.
Karpko is definitely a threat. So we will see what happens here. And there's the kick. Perk gets a nice high kick.
Yeah, a lot of hang
Karpko
time there, but
gets it at the 20. He's going towards the sideline, but not this time, as he is dragged down over there on the sideline by number 11, and I believe that is our man. That is Tobias.
it is,
Haley.
yeah, old Tobias Haley Jr. And again, credit the Blue Knights there, staying in their lanes, did a nice job. You know, Cargbo tried to stretch it to the sideline, but just, you know, like I said, the lanes were full. There's nobody there, no room there.
Well, last time the lanes developed because Urbana started to clump in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's right. They lost their lanes.
Right.
Is what happened. So,
And all they had to do is peel them open.
now look at this, Bill. You
Karpko got
to-
in there.
we're back to that bunch formation or that jumbo formation for West Liberty, and little stretch play to the
Ooh,
right
Westbrook!
side. Ooh.
Is upended,
Yes, he is. I'll tell you.
and he goes down hard on his head.
Heels over elbows right there.
Yes, it was.
And I'll tell you, nice to see a young man pop up after that, 'cause that's a scary situation. So now they go right back to a 2-by-1 look now. It looks like your H-back is to the top of the field, along with the running back, all to that right side. Phillips calls for the ball. There's the snap. Phillips throws to the right
Ooh,
side. It skips
incomplete.
down, incomplete.
Pressure by Anaje. And
Looks like it's intended for, is that Isaiah Robinson over there, Bill?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so intended for big number 84, but again, pass a little low for Phillips, and we give another go here. So it's now 3rd and 9 from the 23-yard line. Again, just over 14 minutes left in regulation here.
And
again, Hilltoppers down by 8.
3-man front this time. Najee Davenport. Oh, he got
Phillips
around
pressure up the middle. Phillips takes off.
Oh, nice form tackle
Yeah, he's
on
going to pick
Phillips.
up about 2 yards. That's not going to be enough. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yep.
Or 4th and 6, and the Hilltoppers are going to have to punt.
And we're going to get a number on. That was a nice tackle there. And that was Boston Sanders.
All right.
And Sanders formed him up, Chuck.
Yes, he did. Just the way you like to see it.
And that's the way you coach it.
So Muhammad back deep again for the Blue Knights.
Yes, the show could be on.
Yeah.
And we'll see if they
Morris
dare.
gonna
Oh,
try
that
to
was a
kick it away from
mishandled
him,
punt.
Morris,
And he had to get it out of there,
yeah,
really.
he's able to kick it away from him a little bit.
He
and
gets a good roll, but
he really did. And I'll tell you, he was lucky because there was not a lot of hang time on that ball.
no. I thought it was going to go out of bounds there for a minute.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
He mishandled it, and he looked up, and there was nothing but a sea of black and blue around him.
Okay, so
And he was about to become black and blue there.
that's
and
right. Blue Knights are going to take over
The
from
Blue Knights got a hold of
their
him.
own 30-yard line.
Okay, so 13-18 to go. 3rd period, and the Blue Knights are desperate for a nice drive here to get some kind of points. Even a field goal would give them a little bit of breathing
Yeah,
room.
just a little cushion. That's right, and
yeah.
that's exactly what they need right now because, like we said, West Liberty has fought and clawed and scratched their way back in the second half.
And they are only a touchdown and a 2-point conversion from tying this game. So
That's right.
any kind of points by the Blue Knights would give them a little bit of breathing room in this 4th quarter. Both teams are, I'm really surprised, guys, and give a lot of credit to the coaching staffs for the conditioning that they've got their kids in such good shape to play in these humid conditions.
Well, you're exactly right, Bill. We mentioned earlier about how hot it's been all week, but both these teams seem to be very well hydrated and very well conditioned.
Yeah.
And, you're exactly right. These staffs have done a great job of that.
Yeah, because usually in games like this, we'll see it when the NFL starts and probably see it Saturday.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of people with cramps, but only one that I remember today.
Yeah, that's right. And that was in the first half. We haven't seen any here in the second half.
Right. So good job by the training staff over there and the conditioning by the coaches. And Urbana has the football at the 30-yard line. They are in a 2-by-2 set. Stockett would Young off to his right.
Hilltoppers showing pressure, and they come.
He gives it to Young. Young bounces around and gets out to about the 32, 33-yard line. And he picks up a couple yards there to make it 2nd and 8. And so Stockett looks it over. And so we've got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We've got a fullback to the right side in front of Young in a power formation. Stockett gets the snap, play action fake, and he gets the ball out. And we had a little inadvertent contact there between Snyder and number 41 for West Liberty.
Yeah, I don't know how inadvertent that was, Bill, but
well, it looked like he
nice little love tap there to tell him you're not welcome here in the flats.
Yeah. Looked like they just got their feet tangled up.
Boy, that's a really rosy image, Bill.
Is that an offensive coach talking to you there?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
That sounded like a defensive coach talking there. The offensive coach is screaming pass interference now.
We've got 2 to each side here. Stockett drops. He looks. Gets it to Young on a little swing.
Oh.
He cuts it back to the middle, ends up to the 39-yard line. And so it's going to be punting time again for Brandon Perk.
Yeah, it is, I'll tell you. And, boy, give LaHarrison Fonteles some credit on that one. He dove, missed the initial tackle, but hustled and got in on the end. So
yeah.
Nice hustle by that young man. So, again, that is going to bring up a punting situation. And who do we have deep this time? Okay, and it still is Osmond Cargbo. And, again, we've seen how dangerous he can be.
Cargbo last time tried to extend it, but when there's a nice kick.
Wow.
And he turns it over, and he drives it back. Oh, my goodness, it goes out at the 1 yard line.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a kick. What a kick.
Wow.
A
64
yards
punt.
and rolled out inside the 2.
Wow.
I'll tell you, you won't see a better punt, Bill.
No.
You won't see a better one Saturday watching Division I football.
He got that ball
You won't
to
see
turn
a better
over,
one in
Chuck.
2 weeks on Sunday. You're right. That ball turned over, had great hang time.
And once it hit the turf, it grew legs and went out at the 1.
The old proverbial coffin corner
Yes,
right there.
yes.
That
Except
was
normally that's
beautiful.
inside the 40 when you do that.
Yeah, well, that's right. And that was from his own 40.
From his own 40, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, further than that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wow.
So, there's been a lot of rallying points here for the Blue Knights in this second half.
Yeah, there really has.
And they just haven't really taken it and went with it yet. So
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we mentioned it already, but what a great atmosphere that's been here tonight. You know,
Fantastic.
these,
Oh.
these Blue Knight fans are excited, and they're loving these exciting plays in this second half, and they're fired up. And just a great opening environment for college football this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by West Liberty bringing as many people as they did.
They've traveled well. That's right. Yeah.
For a Thursday game. Now, Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah,
but
that's
on a
exactly
Thursday
right.
night, you're going to come all the way over to Western Ohio, and
hopefully those people took the long Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. And we want to thank Derek and his entire staff here.
Oh, yeah,
They've
Derek.
been very helpful for us being able to pull this game off.
Yeah, very welcoming to the Campus Nation here, that's for sure.
Derek
and we're looking forward to coming back a couple times this year.
Several times. Five times.
Establishing a great relationship here.
Yeah. So we'll be back here for all but one game this year, and so we'll be looking forward to it. Again, a great atmosphere. Derek Blyberg, the SID assistant AD, has done a nice job.
Bill, I don't want to interrupt you here, but we could have some action right here. You've got a little trade going on here, so now you've got tight end and H-back to the left. You're going to have motion to the top of the field.
Oh, and there's a deep handoff, and I think it could. No!
He just made it out.
Westbrook just squirts
out
of there.
Westbrook's the initial contact was in the end zone.
Yes, it was.
Just leg drove it all the way out, and I think he's almost to the 4-yard line.
Yes, indeed. And that's
going to be all the way out to the 4. So.
Number 18, and that is Chris Richardson again. Richardson got underneath.
I'll tell you, but give Westbrook a lot of credit on that one.
Yeah, that was just determination.
Yes, it was. That very easily could have been 2.
Okay, so 2nd and 8 from the 4-yard line.
One receiver to each side, and again,
they're going to trade
tight end, and so the tight end goes to the top of the field. The H-back stays at the bottom. Now the top receiver is going to motion to the bottom of the field.
A little jet motion.
Now we're going to have a little
they get
flare
out
pass out to the left side.
Oh, and that's going to be holding.
Yeah, defensive holding.
It's going to be on 15. No, I think it's going to be offensive holding
on the H-back.
Yeah, because they were trying to run the little rocket screen.
On Durbin, yeah.
And Durbin got out there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's a tough spot for Durbin because you're out there in space, and that side judge is looking right at you.
You've got to make that block.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You've got to stop him one way or the other. And
because you're going to plant your receiver in the end zone if you don't get it.
Right.
So.
And so, unfortunately, Durbin held him. But
I think the question would have to,
what do they got here? They're looking like a
would
chop?
they decline it here, Chuck?
Oh, you know what? And it wasn't. It was a chop block, a block below the waist. So they are going to decline it. So that's going to bring up
3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 from about the 8 or 9 yard line.
Yeah, yep. I'd say 9 yard line. With the micrometer, I think it's 9.
Okay. So ask Rick the micrometer.
We'll get Rick to get the micrometer out.
All right, so
okay, here we go.
Hilltoppers, 3 receivers to the top of the field, 1 to the bottom.
Urbana should be bringing
back
some
to
pressure.
Phillips left.
Oh, and they give it to
Westbrook.
And he's going to be short. I think he's about
I think you're right, Bill.
line.
I think he's short. He had to get to about the 12 and a half, and I think he Nope. Wow. It is a first down. So
tell you what, Boston Sanders got low and got underneath him, and I thought he had stopped.
Yeah, he did. But hey, give Westbrook credit. He got over the top on him. Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the top, 1 receiver, and the H back to the bottom of the formation.
A little breathing room there.
Westbrook to Phillips' left. Phillips low snap, picks it up.
Pressure.
A little swing it out in the flat to Westbrook.
Cargbo. Oh.
Where's that Cargbo? It is Cargbo.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so Cargbo with a nice little play to get up the field there, and
number 9.
Good for a first down.
Number 19, Mike McLean, peeled back and got a beautiful block on that, which really triggered Cargbo to
which
be able
gave
to get out.
Cargbo the first down. Yeah,
Right.
you're right. So 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. There's the snap.
Cargbo.
Give to Cargbo.
Oh, he's over to 35, out over to 40.
Cargbo showing a little wiggle as he comes through the hole, and he's out for another first down.
Hey,
All the way up to
the only thing I
42-yard
don't,
line.
the only thing I don't know, Chuck, is where was this guy as a running back in the first half? Because
Well, remember the Westbrook on that first couple series had some really nice downhill
he
runs.
did.
So.
He did.
But you're right. Why haven't they mixed Cargbo in a little bit earlier? You
Right.
wonder. So again, 3-by-1
Play
look,
action
play
fake.
action to Cargbo.
Oh, and gets it out to
Yeah, a little inside
Durbin.
post to Durbin. Little dump pass to the H-back, and Durbin's slow to get up here.
Durbin's had a busy night, I think, in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. He had 7 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah, he really has. You know, that H-back is a tough position to play. You've got to block sometimes, run routes. And
Yeah, you're a fullback.
that's
you're
right.
a tight
So
end. Wide
2-by-1
receiver.
look again. Durbin, the H-back to the top of the
Oh,
formation.
Michael Tolliver was way.
Yeah, he
he
was
got a
streaming
great
across
jump
the
on
line,
the
wasn't he?
ball. Yeah, and he got across there, and it just got too deep, too quick.
Yeah, he did. Well, Cargbo just ran right underneath him.
Right. And that's a first down.
Yep.
Tolliver's got to stay a little flatter to the line of scrimmage on that.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you can't overrun that. That's exactly what he did.
Right.
Okay, so 3-by-1 look again.
4-2-5
Mobley, your wide
look.
receiver, to the bottom of the field. Mosby, excuse me. Phillips gets the snap, drops
6.
back.
They're bringing
Looking
6.
for Mosby.
Whoa!
Mosby to the sideline, and no, it's incomplete.
Little high.
They're bringing 6, and L.A. Kelly was right on top of the quarterback. Oh,
It'll be second down for the Hilltoppers, ball at the 48.
is he all right?
I hope he's stretching.
Yes. That's Tolliver. Tolliver was laying
Tolliver
there
was
like he was
Sprawled out on the sideline here,
Yeah,
but I guess he's okay.
We're kind of worried about him there
Yeah.
for a second.
All right, so 2-by-1 look again. And this time, Durbin's going to go to the top of the field, so 3 receivers to that side.
2nd and 10.
Back to Phillips' left.
Oh.
And it's a give,
Oh,
but
this they stretch it out.
yeah, Cargbo just gave too much ground at the beginning
Sure
there, Bill.
did.
And
Just kept on getting deeper, Chuck.
yeah, that's right. And, you know, again, that's why we tell guys, you know, you got to run north and south a lot of times. And
Yep.
unfortunately, I guess he ran south if the end zone was north.
You would have thought he would, and that was a loss of 1 or 2 there.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot more.
And you would have thought that with the way he returned the punt right up the middle, he would understand that the shortest distance between 2 points is straight rather than running to the sideline.
In the opposite direction?
In the opposite direction.
Yeah, so 2-by-1 look. 2 receivers to the bottom, H-back to the top.
Here's the pressure.
Phillips drops back, throws to the
Oh.
right side, and again, short hops it out there to the flat. And I'll tell you, Bill, that's a couple times on the out that we've seen him short hop that ball.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a tough throw. You got to give him some credit on that. I mean, that's probably
Well,
the hardest throw a quarterback has to make is that out across the field.
Yeah.
But,
And we don't doubt that, you know, Phillips' running ability is extraordinary.
oh,
but-
there's no doubt. Yeah, he's played a great ball game.
Right.
So,
It's just that, you know, how much of a passer he is, we don't know what his background is. But every quarterback has their Achilles tendon, and that maybe he's, you know, that throw might be difficult for
in fact,
him.
I'm pretty sure he's got 2 of them.
Probably. And if they're functional, he
One
can
in
run.
each leg.
And he can run pretty good if they're
Yeah.
functional there. So here's the kick. Oh, and Khalid
Fielded on
Muhammad.
about the 14.
Oh, Muhammad's got
Muhammad
to
bounces
the
it.
right. He's got, I think we got another flag.
Muhammad returns the kick from the
And we do.
16-yard line out to the
We do have a flag, Bill, back in that magical zone.
Muhammad got himself about a 20-yard return, but it'll be
So all for naught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming across the field. And
Yeah. So 7:48 to go. We're halfway through the 4th period, and it is 21-13 in favor of the Urbana Blue Knights.
Number 3 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Okay, so the call is blocked below the waist, and again, that's on number 3 for Urbana, and that's Devontae McKee.
Yeah.
McKee, a freshman out of Wayne from that Huber Heights Wayne dynasty we mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
Jay Minton, head coach
That's
out
right.
there.
And we know that all too well going to Beaver Creek.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Jay Minton is an old acquaintance of mine when I was coaching in Florida, and he was at Boca Raton High School.
We're not going to hold it against Jay.
Coach Greg Belisari.
That's
down
right.
there.
Yeah, the Belisari brothers. Yeah.
Yes, he did. And Steve
Greg
Belisari.
and Steve, yeah.
A nice little run by Hickey. Hickey pops it out
Yeah, Hickey, nice little carry over the right side. You're right, Bill.
and picks himself up about 4 or 5 yards.
And, I think that's exactly where Urbana wants to be right now. You're 7.5 minutes to go in the game, up by 8 points.
Just
Let's work a little clock here.
improve your field position.
Yep. Try to flip the field here and
So they
melt
look,
some time.
okay, so we've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Stockett talks to the line about where the pressure is going to come from. He's got Hickey off to his left. He gets the snap, and he gives it to Hickey
Give
again.
again.
And Hickey's up to about the 18-yard line.
Nice
And I
pick.
think it might be a little short. We'll see what they give him on that.
Yeah, Hicks again on the tackle.
No, they called it first down.
There you go. So
That's right. Keep that
Hickey with about a
clock
7-yard gain. And the Blue Knights are putting a little something together at the right time.
yes, they are.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fullback between the left tackle and left guard. And they give it play action to Hickey. Stockett moves to his right. He throws it downfield.
That's going to be intercepted, and that
And
is
That's
Brandon Gaither, number 8, the free safety. And
I don't think we should have thrown that.
And I
No, I
just
think
I
you're
don't
right.
know. I just don't know what he saw there, Chuck. Unless he thought he could outthrow everybody. And just sort of
I didn't see it. Did a receiver fall down?
I didn't see
no.
that.
You know, I mean,
Wasn't anyone out there?
yeah. I think the way he just flipped it up there, it looked like he was almost trying to throw it away. But
And if you're throwing away, you want to make sure it's over into the
out
white.
of bounds.
Yes, you
Yeah.
want to get it out of the green.
That's
So-
right, yeah.
Got someone down on the field here.
So,
It's like I always told my quarterbacks, I'm always open.
yes,
Throw it to me, I'm always open.
always
You were open up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on the sideline, I was open.
Injured player is David Kirkcrest.
I guess the question becomes, Chuck, depending on how much time, if West Liberty does score, would you go for 2 or would you just see what?
I don't know. It depends on how much time's left.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I tell you, I think I'd be awful tempted to do it. That way I know whether or not I
I know.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
to
yeah. I would say I
So-
would have to go.
Yeah.
3 receivers to the top. Here's a give.
Cargbo.
And it's Cardbo. And Cardbo,
Oh, he's
Cardbo up and
upended.
over again. So,
And it's a 10-yard gain.
yeah, it's a first down. That's going to bring it all the way down to the Blue
Blue
Knight
Knights 40.
39-yard line or the
Yeah.
40. So, again, the Hilltoppers line up, and they're ready, waiting on the chains to be moved.
Cargbo's been the spark plug,
number
so to
11
speak.
looks
Yeah, he really has. And I'll
got
tell
an
you, you know,
injury.
I almost have to wonder, though, has something happened to Westbrook? We haven't
yeah.
seen him in a while.
Yeah, we have not.
You know, I don't think we've seen him since he hurdled that
Right.
player over there. So he
And
may
there's
be
the draft. Oh, a lot of pressure
a lot
coming.
of pressure. Phillips steps up the
steps
middle.
up through it.
Flags everywhere.
Yeah, flag's not holding zone. Phillips is going to have a first down, but again, this is probably coming
They're
back.
going to come back.
This one's coming back.
Flags on the field.
Yep.
Thank goodness it is, because it was going to be a red zone situation for the Blue Knights, which they've responded well in the red zone all night,
Yeah, no kidding.
and they've been able to force turnovers
So it is holding, and that's going to back up the Hilltoppers.
to about the 50-yard
Yeah, so that's going to make it
Penalty will move the ball back
second and
first and 20, right?
first and 20. That's right.
to the
So
50-yard line.
And as
From
coaches,
midfield.
these are the times that you relish, right? Especially,
Oh,
especially
no.
if you're
No,
trying,
no, no, no,
trying
no,
to
no.
defend
No.
an 8-point lead.
no, no.
That'll be second down and 20.
I always
No.
feel better with the 50-point lead.
Yeah, this is the time you're chewing on Tums and
Yeah,
sucking
the-
Bento.
Getting
So again, clock ticking here inside of 6 minutes. Second and 20 from the 50-yard line.
Man is going to dial up the pressure again. Here comes Tolliver. Tolliver coming on the inside. Ooh, but a nice little
Phillips complete to the left side. It's number 19. That's Mike McLean on the
little-
reception. And
a
so
little
McLean
stop
gets a
route.
lot of it back there. It's going to make it 3rd and 5.
15-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice route. And so, you know, and I'll tell you what, want to give Phillips some credit there. We got on him a little bit about his outs.
Right.
There he threw a really nice one.
Yeah, he did.
So,
But that was a shorter side. You know, like you said before, that other one he tried to throw was the wide side out. which
Bill,
is-
I'm trying to cut the kids some slack. Come on. But you're right.
And you
that
did.
was to the
And you
short
did,
side.
Chuck.
That
You
was
did.
to the short side. So,
you cut him some slack on that. Okay.
so again, I think, are we at 2nd and 5?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
2nd and 5
Yeah,
because
so
it was a first
It
down.
was
on the-
first, yeah. That's what I get for looking at the scoreboard. So 2nd and 5.
Okay.
3 receivers to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom. Again, Cargbo to the right of Phillips. Phillips gets the snap.
Oh, here comes a Tolliver.
To the flat again.
Oh, gets it off to
And it's Durbin. And Durbin, good for a first down.
And Phillips went down hard.
Yes, he did. And
Tolliver, I mean, he was a second away from.
yeah, but I'll tell you what, class act right there. Did you see what Michael
Yeah.
Tolliver did at the end of the play?
Yeah, Tolliver went and
came over,
made
made sure he was
Phillips
okay.
all right.
Yeah, class act.
4:51 to go, 4th period.
All right, so 3
8-point lead
receivers
for
to
the
the
Blue
bottom,
Knights.
1 to the top. Phillips surveys the defense, changes the play. Calls for the ball. There's the snap. Throws to the flat again, and that is Carbo on a little swing pass.
Down to about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, so that's going to be another first down. And tick, 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 chip, chip, chip here.
Tick, tick, tick. You are right.
Is this going to come down to a 2-point play?
Well, it could. It just depends on what they decide to do. If they think there's enough time.
You just never know. So 3-by-1 look. There's the snap, Phillips. And we've got a stoppage of play here.
And I'll tell you why they'll go for 2, guys. And let me make the analysis.
Because
here.
they're down by 8?
Yeah, that might
Well,
be
no,
it.
it's because if you miss a field goal's, whether you're down by 1 or 2, the field goal's still going to win the game for you.
Right.
So if you have to get another score, you might as well take a shot at it.
Yeah, it only makes
sense.
sense.
But they still have to score. So it's 1st and 15, and if
and they've not always been so lucky when they've gotten into red zone.
no, not at all. Not
Well,
at
you know,
all.
maybe that penalty was to their benefit then, because now they're
Right.
out of the red zone.
Right.
So,
You're right.
Okay.
so 2-by-1 look here. Phillips drops back, throws to the middle, and dropped. And I'll tell you what, they've been tagging Phillips all night, and now we're going to get it, Bill.
And I think
There's a late hit.
Is that Sanders?
I'm not sure who they're going to call it on, but roughing the passer, so that's really going to hurt. That's really going to hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a ill-timed penalty there because, boy, it would have been a 2nd and 15. It's going to make it tough here.
Yeah, so now it's, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. So they can get a first and not score here.
And 3:49 to go in the game. 8-point lead for the Blue Knights. But West Liberty has not had a great amount of success in the red zone down here, so we'll see how they do.
Gives to
Carbo.
Carbo.
He gets to the corner. And
Carbo stretches to the left side. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
And if you get the corner with him.
And you know what? Take that back. There's Westbrook with a return appearance, and he scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So we wondered if he was okay. Well, I guess that answered the question there.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, that was Westbrook.
Yeah.
I thought it was too until he scored and I saw the number.
He's got fresh legs, though, right now.
Yeah, he does.
So, okay, so the
and he's feeling 10 feet tall right now.
Yes, he does. 21-19 in favor of the Blue Knights. And, you know, I agree with this because.
Yeah, and we've talked to all the angles here. I think you've got to go for 2.
You don't even know if you're going to get the ball back.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
So you have to go for 2.
And if you have to kick a field goal, it doesn't matter if you're down by 1 or 2.
So is there going to be any kind of misdirection here?
Okay, so
I think
single receiver to each side.
I think they just might give it to Westbrook. They moved. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, we're going to have timeout first before the movement, I think. Yep.
Okay.
Timeout Hilltoppers, so they want to talk about it.
And
so
you notice they went under center on that one too, Chuck.
Yeah, I did. They had looked like an unbalanced formation there.
Right.
So with 3:41 to go, 21-19 with the Hilltoppers lining up for a 2-point conversion here.
Rick, do we
Looking
get paid for overtime?
Yes, you do. You get the same thing for overtime that you get for regular time.
I get my standard rate, right?
That's right, standard rate.
Well, hopefully it won't come down to that, guys.
Yeah. Fortunately, our camera people are not hearing the broadcast, so they don't know what I promised you.
They'll be waiting for that raise, too.
Is this like the last time where you doubled my salary?
I doubled it, yeah. The last time.
Comes in little copper flakes called pennies.
Oh, no. There's not enough flakes to equal a whole penny.
Yeah, but it's McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Oh, cheeseburgers.
Well, you know, in Rick's defense, I did get some nice McDonald's breakfast last year.
There
so.
you go.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here we go.
All right. So
3:41 to go in the game.
moment of truth right here for the Hilltoppers.
2-point conversion. And this is the time when Urbana is going to have to rise to the occasion.
All right, so we've got tight end and H-back to the left, single receiver to each side. Single running back is Westbrook. Now they're going to trade. The tight end and the H-back go to the right side. Phillips sends the receiver in motion to the bottom of the field. There's the give up the middle to Westbrook.
And I think he's in.
No.
And he's denied.
Oh, he's denied.
He's denied.
And the Blue Knights say no and close the door.
We've got a flag, but it looks like it's well after the play.
Flags fly at the end of the play as Westbrook was stopped just short.
Nope. Replay shows.
It'll be a dead ball foul.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bill. Like I said, I think
So it's
occurred
going to
well
move it
after the
halfway
play,
to the
so-
goal line. So,
Michael Tolliver was right in the middle of it.
yeah,
No surprise.
no.
No surprise. The PA announcer just talked about Tolliver being in the middle of the field, so
Number 11, which is,
that's Hadley or Haley.
it's Haley, yeah, Tobias Haley.
So there's a little bit of chippiness between two.
And so it's going to be offsetting, so
Right.
Did they say that?
no harm, no foul, basically.
Okay. So no one was ejected on that?
I don't think so. So a lot of
Okay.
emotion there, and you can understand that.
Yeah, yeah,
These
21-19.
young men, this has been a crazy back and forth game.
Sure
so,
has.
whew.
And Tobias Haley, it's got to keep those emotions in check in those situations.
Yeah, and you can tell just by his mannerism on the sideline there, he's feeling it. He knows he
he
messed up. So,
Yeah.
but again, boy, give that Urbana defense some credit there.
Yeah, they stepped up. And
You know, what was
I
funny-
really thought Westbrook was going in there, but
Bill, what was the comment we made in the first half about their defense? We said they had bent, but they hadn't broken.
And again,
And right there,
they bent.
when it counted, they didn't break.
They bent to the goal line, but they
That's
didn't
right.
let them in. So
That's right. So, again, the Hilltoppers are. I'm not sure they're going to attempt an onside, but they're certainly going to mount a vicious effort to try to get the football.
Well, I
back
think
here.
the thing here is that Urbana's going to have to move the ball enough that if they do have to punt, that they're going to flip the field.
That's exactly right.
And put them in a long drive situation, because if you turn the ball over in the middle of the field, field goal wins it. And we know that
that's exactly
Christian
right.
Morris is a good kicker and has
Right.
the ability.
So I don't know, Bill, what we're going to see here, but Urbana's got a lot of guys.
I think you're going to kick it away.
Well, they squibbed every one since the second half, but they do kick it deep where it's fielded.
And is that Khalik?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's
Isaiah Young, number
Isaiah
28.
Young, 28. Yep. So
Okay.
brings it up to about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Blue Knights will take over.
So Eddie
first and 10.
Stockett rallies the troops here.
3:32 to go here.
Coach Haynes is in there and talking to him and said, listen, guys, you got a chance to win this. We need to move the ball.
Boy, and I'll tell you, what a sweet victory this will be for them if they pull this out after last year's opening loss to
by
West
three,
Liberty.
By three.
Yeah.
And, we talked earlier. We didn't really go into it too deeply, but Urbana was picked to finish 10th in the league this year.
Right.
And West Liberty was picked to finish 6th. So this would be a big win for the young Blue Knight team.
Blue Knights
Yeah, it
take a
would.
timeout here.
Well, and it's kind of everything we talked about. The Blue Knights cannot going against them. They're
Right.
down in the series. Everything else. So,
Right. And they haven't won an opener in a while, although since they have went to Division II, they are 3-5 in openers, which was a far cry from what they were when they were in the NAIA.
Right.
Well, there they go.
Well, remind
Very good.
everybody, you're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and professional sports. And WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
That's right.
Huzzah.
And Chuck is happy because we're legal now.
That's right.
Because he always worries about
Well, I
that.
am.
Top of the
that's
hour,
right.
we always have to do our legal ID.
Legal ID. That's right.
Nice crowd here tonight, guys.
Beautiful
I'm
crowd.
really
Yeah, it really
impressed.
is. It really is.
A Thursday night. Wow. Couldn't
Yeah.
ask for more.
No, you
Stockett looks, gives the ball off to Young, and a lot of effort by the
Boy,
offensive
Young running,
line.
and Young running
Yeah,
hard, Bill.
yeah,
Look at
yeah.
that leg drive.
Nice 5-yard
Wow.
gain. And that was just the effort. That was the offensive line, and Young decided, hey, we're going to keep this thing going, and they did.
They're trying to take this game over right here. And, Bill,
Right.
I'll tell you what, a couple first downs, that's exactly what they'll have done.
Yeah.
So, again, creeping inside, just outside 3 minutes to go.
So we've got
And by the time the ball is snapped, we'll be inside 3 minutes.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. We've got the fullback between the left tackle and left guard. Young steps off to the left of Stockett. Stockett gets the snap and gives it to Young, and they power forward again. Not as quite as successful as they get to the 30.
No, but not negative.
Yeah, and they pick up a yard.
That's important in this.
So you're going to go to 3rd and 5 with 2:29 to go, and it would really help them to dial up a first down right now.
And West Liberty does have 2 timeouts.
Right.
Blue Knights, ball at their own 30-yard line.
As they're slowing it down a little bit, which you would expect with a 2-point lead. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. You've got Hickey to the right of Stockett. Stockett looks it over, calls for the football. He gets it. Oh, a quarterback draw, and it's going to be a first down. Crucial first down as he follows Hickey up through the hole after he fakes it to him, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Stockett showed a lot harder than that one, didn't he, Bill?
Yeah, he did, because Eddie Stockett there's a lot of length there, but not a lot of mass.
That's right. And I'll tell you, he shoved his body up there, though, and made
He
sure he
did.
got that.
He
He was not going to be denied.
That is for sure. So Eddie Stockett with the first down. First down for the Blue Knights with 1:41 to go. And this one could be getting close to the win column for the Blue Knights. Hickey off to the left. We got 2 receivers to the left. Fullback off to the right. Give it to Hickey. And Hickey drives forward for 2 or 3 yards.
And West Liberty's finally going to use one of their timeouts. So,
But it doesn't matter at this point as long as they can keep on running the clock.
yeah, that's right.
Fontalese and on the tackle for West Liberty. Timeout on the field.
And really at this point, assuming that Urbana runs the ball one more time, they are almost going to be forced to have to go ahead and take that last time out.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, Bill. You're right. And, that's the only real chance they have here to try to get the ball back at all. And if they do, they're going to get it back with almost no time, but at least they'll get to touch it again. So,
For sure.
That's all they can ask for is a chance at this point.
And our thanks tonight to our camera guys, Zach and Dean have done a great job.
That's right.
And
Zach, a newcomer to our crew.
Yep. And Urbana's film crew up top, production truck.
Yep. Good team.
Nice
good
production.
team tonight.
Yep. Nice team tonight and good production. And looking forward to getting back here again.
Building a great relationship here. So. All right, so 1:23 to go. And again, Hilltoppers with 1 timeout. Urbana with a second and we'll call it a long 8.
So 2 receivers to the left. You got the fullback offset behind the right tackle.
Second and 8, ball at the 39-yard line.
And we've got Hickey remaining in as the running back. They give it to Hickey as he runs a little short sweep to the right. He's up over the 45-yard line, about 1.5 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, he's going to be just short, and they're going to use their last time out here. But
so a first down.
No, they're not. They haven't called it, Bill. So
and a first down here will end the game for all practical purposes.
They're going to wait to this 3rd down and call the timeout. So you're right. Urbana, if they're able to get the first here, it is over.
Yeah, and they've got about 15 seconds on the play clock.
Yep, there's about
2 receivers to the left.
35-second difference.
You've got Young off to the left of Stockett, fullback, and they give it to Young, and Young forces his way forward up to the 49, and that is a first down, and that should seal the win.
That's your ball game.
32.8 seconds to go, first down for the Blue Knights. And I don't know that they have to snap it again, Chuck. They do not.
No, they don't. They haven't. Yeah, they just now set the ball. So
yeah.
And of course, West Liberty's not going to call this timeout. So
So a
This ball game should be over.
resounding opening season victory for the Urbana Blue Knights. And again, I don't think they have to snap it.
Yeah, and I think that's what Coach is telling him right now. Just go back in the huddle.
Yeah, just stand there and go shake hands.
All right.
So Tyler
time
Haynes
expires.
Coach Haynes got to be really excited about this. Maybe not the way the second half went, but the fact that it's a win, and it doesn't matter, you know.
Well, but I'll tell you what, Bill, you know, like you said, maybe not the way they wanted it to go.
Right.
But I think they learned a lot about their football team in the second half.
Right.
You know, there were a lot of chances when they could have folded up. They could have let West Liberty back in this. They didn't do it.
A lot of character building in this
game. That's right.
And they'll be a factor. You know, the defense is quick. They're a playmaking defense, and as long as you have a defense like that, you're going to be problems for a lot of people in the league.
Yeah, that's right. And they showed that tonight.
So.
You know, again, West Liberty came in. They were picked to finish above them in the league. And, you know, West Liberty showed they've got some tools. They got some talent. But, again, Urbana hung in there tough and we'll just wouldn't let them back in this thing. Never let them in the game.
We'll do a recap here of the stats before we get off the air. Just a reminder, we will be in Cincinnati for the Capitol at Mount St. Joseph game Saturday night at 6 p.m. And reviewing the schedule, we will see you back here in Urbana on Thursday, September 13th, when we have Lake Erie coming in here to play the Blue Knights.
That's right.
So a couple nights or a couple weekends from now, we'll be right back here at the UU Stadium. And Rick, exciting game and a good way to kick off the season.
Yeah, and so we want to thank everybody for tuning in, both on the Urbana University website as well as on campusnation.com. And
we're going to try to get we hope to have the stats here in a second, Rick. We're going to maybe do a quick rundown.
Want to wrap her up?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So we're hoping to do a wrap up on this, and we'll keep it going here. So, Chuck, you know what's your impressions there? And I don't know when the last time you were up here. Have you seen the new stadium?
No, I've never been here before, actually, Bill. So this was a new experience for me, and I'll tell you what, though, you know what a great little slice of America here you got. You know, Again, Thursday night, small college football, great crowd here. You know, a great game, great competitive game. Saw a lot of great plays, a lot of great athletes. But again, a great atmosphere and just great entertainment.
And how much this little university, which was a former business school, has grown since 1985 when they started football here to this point where they have this beautiful facility. They're aiming to have top-notch programs in all the sports, not just football.
Yeah, that's right. And adding, as you know, we talked to Professor Enlow at halftime, talked about that they're adding new sports this year, added 3 more, and you know, just looking to expand that department. And you know, again, like he mentioned, a great opportunity to give young athletes a chance to continue to play sports. And you know, like he talked about, almost not every kid on campus is involved in something, but a lot of them are.
Right.
And I think, you know, just a really nice, tight-knit community.
And I think, you know, Franklin University out of Columbus, who came in here and has put a lot of money into Urbana, saw the potential of this university.
Right.
And just if you look at the newness and how the stadium looks and how the whole campus looks, you really get the feeling this is a place where kids would like to come to school.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and like we talked about at the beginning, you know, they seem to recruit Ohio pretty heavily. And, you know, there's a lot of talent here. And so it's nice that they're able to stay home and, you know, stay somewhere close and, you know, somewhere their friends can come see them. You know, Anthony Davis' son is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
You know, again, AD from the Cincinnati area, and you know,
son played at Summit Country Day.
That's
and,
right.
Went to Howard in Washington D.C. Found he didn't like it there, and transferred in here. He's a redshirt freshman, and he is the backup quarterback. So we might see Antonio's son here before long.
That's right.
Getting in there and getting some snaps. So, okay. So it looks like we're not going to be able to get the stats here before the end of the game. But for Rick Phillips and Chuck the Hammer Hale, I'm Bill the Razor Rayback. You have been watching the Ohio College Game of the Week right here in Urbana. And we bid you good night, and we'll see you next Saturday or this coming Saturday
That's right.
at Mount St. Joseph for the game against Capital. Good night, everyone.
Good night.